Hey, what's up, guys? How's it going? Welcome to the Sunday nighttime stream. So, new Marvel Pack Split, new Riftbound, Unleashed, and what else? How about Hot Sylveon Break? All right. Oh, wow, man, a couple of my items keep selling. What the hell? Let me hit a refresh on this. Wow, a couple of my poker cards are all getting snatched. Actually, this one says Karuta. What the hell? Oh, wow, my Karuta Slow King finally sold. Wow, I had a lot of Pokemon sales on eBay over the weekend, both in the PSA vault and in my actual eBay account. Crazy. All right, well, that's cool. What do we have here? Miss Six. Pre-order 3 Ascended Heroes. Oh, she was confident we were going live, man. Well, I guess she was right. Oh, there we go. Okay, we're already coughing. My God, dude. All right, let's hit refresh on this. Jesus, bro. All right, let's ping the Discord so people know we are live. Hey, how's it going, everybody? I worked. I did not take a nap. I worked all the way to the very last second. We are. I was working on a very large, almost 300 card tag submission, a bit larger than my usual submissions. And it's really hard to get enough cards together for that are actually worth grading and fit sort of like a, let's grade this one with tag profile. But that's what I worked on today since about 6 p.m. till now. So how many hours is that? 6 p.m. to 12 is 6, and then 2 more hours. So I worked on that for about 8 hours. So I put in a good 8 hour shift just into card grading. It's a lot of work, man. That is a lot of work. All right. So, but before we continue, let's go ahead and print this out real fast, shall we? It costs a little over $4,000 or something like that. We are. Let's see. Order confirmation page. All right. So we are going to print this out. Let's get this printed. 1-2. Oops. It's crazy to think you guys can't hear the music. All right, that's printed. Let's reset the shipping software next. Monday's around the corner. This is the Sunday stream. I don't plan on staying up extra late tonight for the Sunday stream. So if you want to have some fun, if you want to have some cards over, place your order early, not in the last maybe 30 minutes. Was going to say I didn't get notified, but I just noticed I didn't have notifications turned on my phone. All right, so here we are. Let's see. Here it is. Tag grading. So we're going to send those off to tag grading. It's a couple pounds. I'll probably choose. Should I do a medium rate box for this? I mean, it's a pretty expensive submission. I could just do a nicely packed package. All right, we'll just do a nicely packed package. 10 by 7 by 4, probably. All right. So while that's queuing up, let's finish setting up the stream. We're going to open this. Let's go grab the website. Music fix should be priority, says Alex. We are. Let's go ahead and pin this message. Well, we could probably do? We could probably host a stream on the previous iPhone and see if that changes anything. Guess we could uninstall and reinstall YouTube. That might change something too. I'm not sure, actually. The problem for me is I don't even know what's actually causing it. Is it the iPhone causing it, or is it YouTube causing it? Mister, they only buy at the end because they want you to stay live longer. Oh my God, that's a good point. That's a good point. All right, so here's the website. Have we pinned it? Oh yeah, we've pinned it. Now, we printed out some tag stuff. Actually, let me keep this open for a second. Let's write this down. today is Mr. Mike Side's payday, so it's a good day for him. It's so crazy you guys can't hear the music. A E. Let me just write this out. 4125. And then my name. And then my Gmail address. All right. Now let's go ahead and print out this label. What are we looking at here? Wow, still a pretty expensive, still a pretty expensive label. Wow, the medium box is now a $20 box to ship. That's crazy. All right, whatever. There's a lot of cool cards in that submission. We got a lot of cool cards in that submission. So whenever it comes back 3 months, 4 months from now, however long it takes them, there's going to be some cool stuff in it. All right, let's go ahead and put this like this. It's Tammy. Hello, Tammy. How are you? All right, let me have a cough real fast. All right, that feels so good. I feel like I cleared my throat. Now, let's go ahead and pull this up. We're going to go ahead and unlock the iPad. What else we got to do? We got to give Mike Side some money. He's about to get some money. All right. Phantasmal has gone up about 10% since Friday. Has it? All right, that's it. You heard it here, guys. Phantasmal going up $1. You mentioned that earlier. Let's take a look at Phantasmal. How bad is it? There's Phantasmal. Let's go look at a booster box of Phantasmal, shall we? Well, the first question becomes, is that even the best way to buy it? Do you buy it by the booster box or do you buy it by the booster bundle? You know, because sometimes the booster bundle saves you money. But here's the booster box. And yes, it shot up in price like overnight. I can see it. Let's get a booster box price going. Divided by 36. Says I should want to sell it for $18.50. Wow. Actually, really, it's more like 19. The real number is 18.9. Wow. Let me look up booster bundles though. Phantasmal Flames booster bundle. Sometimes the reprint is booster bundles. All right, so here's the booster bundles. Well, those went up too anyways. But let's see, sometimes they are cheaper, right? So let's take a look into somebody who's got more than one of them. Let me click back on this booster bundle case. We want a case. All right, here we go. Yeah, we don't just want like a loose box of it. We want like the real deal. You know what I mean? All right, looks like the booster bundle case is slightly up as well. But so let's take a look at if that's cheaper. Divided by 25, divided by 6. No, the booster bundle is way more expensive. All right, so booster boxes are cheaper in this case. Isn't that weird the way that works? I don't always understand how that works, but the booster bundles this time are much more expensive than the booster boxes. So yeah, I guess we just move Phantasmal Flames. Let's see. I want to see what some other people are pricing their Phantasmal Flames at. All right, Phantasmal Flames, and let's try here. Well, I was like, wow, that's a good price. They're sold out. Okay. Sold out. That explains it. Okay. I was like, wow, that's a good price. Maybe I should buy some. I mean, wait, let me do what that number. Let me do that number by 36. Yeah, that's actually cheaper than a box on eBay. That's crazy. Okay, so I'm gonna change our price for now to 18 for Phantasmal Flames. All right. Phantasmal's 18. And let's update the website. So how's it going, guys? We're hanging out tonight. Sunday night stream. Place your orders. Phantasmal. Don't freak out over Phantasmal. I swear to God, they're going to print more of this stuff. They're going to print more of this. They're going to print more Ascended. It's a good set. But it's going to jump for a little while now. Cardconomist, are you going to buy the new Star Fox game? Maybe I will. Maybe the bundles have a nice promo. No, they do not. That's not fair. We can't find Pokemon booster packs on store because of the scalpers. That's not fair. It's a Silver Ranger. Yeah, I agree, man. Well, it would help if Pokemon just had the printing ability to print enough. So because they don't have enough printing ability, it creates a scalper market, unfortunately. How's Phantasmal Flames doing? I think you mentioned that one. And let me see. Let me log in here. Did I actually buy these? Oh, I said Phantasmal. I meant Ascended. Is working. All right. Well, while that's messing around, let's go take care of Mike's side. I said it was Mike's side's payday, right? It is actually Mike's side's payday. Let's go get Mike's side paid, right, guys? Mike's side, he works very hard and we appreciate him a lot. Recently, Mike's side worked with me to try out some new content types. So one of the big changes is Mike's side's now posting videos showing you which auctions were like hottest for the week. Did you guys watch those videos? I asked him to post that. I also asked him to post videos showing off booster box prices. All right, what do we got left here? Let's choose send money. I love paydays. I love Mike's Side's videos. Mike's Side gets paid on the same day every month. He gets paid once per month. He gets paid on the 10th. Technically, it's the 11th, but it was a bit odd today. It was a Sunday, so usually it's not Sunday. This time it's Sunday. All right, and send. All right, he just got paid. And now we go back here and we say paid 1,700. All right, we're going to jump down there. And then I pin this so that it can be looked at. There goes pin message. There we go. I think Mike's side's been with us 4 years now. Is it 4 years? It's been a long time, man. All right, we'll go ahead and we printed the label for tag. We paid Mike's side. We upgraded the price on Phantasmal because it got more expensive. Now we have this pre-order from Miss Six. Let's start. Is Sixie Wixie here? Is she here? Is she awake? Or Six? She's probably not awake. She probably went to bed. Time to camp out Best Buy and Target. I'm super excited for the printing facility. Yeah, the solution isn't to freak out over the scalpers. The solution's right in front of us. Pokemon just needs to print more at launch. At launch, right? They need to print more right away. Not this thing where they print a little bit here and they print a little bit there. That's easy to scalp. If they printed it all at launch, it's immediately harder to scalp, because the scalpers need time to make money. How long do the night streams go on for? We're going to do a standard 3-hour stream. Here's how we like to stream. We like to do 2 streams per day, 3 hours per stream, total stream time, 6 hours. Now, on the weekends, I'm really not supposed to work on the weekends, but I stream anyway. So we do a 3-hour stream on Saturday and a 3-hour stream on Sunday, but there's no daytime stream. So we skip the daytime stream on Saturday and Sunday. All right, so here we are. Tossing this. Sometimes we go a little later than 3 hours, but we really should not. Phantasmal will not get a new print wave for a few months. They're saying it won't be much. You never know. You never know. They printed 151 for a very long time, guys. Don't forget that. They reprinted 151 many times for a long time. So just because there's not a lot right now doesn't mean that it can't go down in price later. All the TCG addicts are out at night. Yeah, maybe you're right. Maybe you're right. All right. So I'm very tired. I did not get my little nap before the stream. I usually get a little nap before the stream. I didn't get that tonight. I was working on my gigantic tag submission. I worked on it all night long. It's super cool. It's my last tag submission. I wouldn't have even known that I could make that submission except for the one guy telling everybody in a mass email. He said, "Hey, get all your pending orders done so we can, you know, wrap things up here." And it turned out I had 2 pending orders and they could be opened up to become a real submission. So I was able to get 2 more middleman submissions done with tag, and that's been my focus ever since that email. Now I can go back to working on the PSA submission, which I'm very behind on. So I apologize to everybody who's waiting on me on that. But this tag thing came up and it was a little more important. So I have 2 things in the queue to get done. I need to get number one, I need to, so actually the number one thing is I need to get Miss Sarah Dusenberry's uh mega charge art out to BGS right away. So that's the number one. So and then number two, the PSA submission, which is halfway done, needs to be finished. All right, so this is for six you pull fan Rotom. I like the Rayquaza. She's gonna miss her SAR pull live. Hey, Mister, what are some of the sets that you told us to buy in the past that did end up doing very well? You're always telling us your feelings on sets as they come out. Um, well, I mean, back when Evolving Skies came out, I bought a whole bunch of it relative to the amount I normally buy. I didn't do like what Rudy did. Rudy's got a better thing going on than me, you know. He buys like 1,000 cases straight from distribution or something like that. He sits on them and then he starts selling them. So he's got this money ball going that's way bigger than my money ball, and he can just do stuff like that. But when Evolving came out, I bought a whole bunch of that and that exploded in value. And that's how you start getting ahead. So, you know, I don't know if I'll ever catch up to Rudy, but to the degree that I make smart moves all the time, I catch up, I move up the ladder. And when I make poor decisions, I move down the ladder. And yeah, Evolving Skies was a pretty big decision back then. Also, all this XY product that I purchased is doing pretty good for me. So I'm doing all right with that XY product. It has been a massive investment that has paid off extremely well. Now I'm selling Roaring Skies booster packs for $150 a pack virtually, and I paid like $400 for the whole box back in the day. So what is that, like 3 packs and it's almost paid off, 4 packs and it's more than paid off? And then what do I got, like 32 packs per box left to just profit off of in humongous amounts. So yeah, it's not a bad situation to be in, that's for sure. So I have a little money ball myself, but I'm using my money very differently from somebody like Rudy. I use my money ball for card grading. So I grade humongous amounts of cards and then I sell graded cards. So I have a very different system going on. And so if I was to tell you to invest your money into something, maybe one of the things I would tell you to invest your money into is getting some of your cards graded. Graded cards have performed extremely well, which was very predictable. My belief has always been if a box goes up in price, the cards from the booster box are also going up in price because that's the only reason people want that box. So why do people want Evolving Skies? Because it has Umbreon VMAX in it. What does the Umbreon VMAX do as the box goes up in price? The Umbreon VMAX follows. It also goes up in price. If it goes up in price really high, the Umbreon VMAX, like if it jumps, well, and the box hasn't jumped yet, well, then the box is going to follow it. So it's like a pendulum that swings back and forth. So I believe strongly in the graded card market and in the value of the pulls from the boxes, not just sealed product itself. But Rudy has this advantage where he gets to buy from distribution, and I don't have that right now. All right, so here we go. We've got Jose Trevino, 10 Pokey Whoa, you just got right to it, man. 10 Pokey Shuffles. Hell yeah, dude. Minister, I'm looking forward to paying off my slab away. That Rayquaza Alt-Art went up from 1,700 to 3,000. Wow. And if I recall, that was a red label card at the time, right? So you and I took a gamble together. Basically, I said, I'll take a cut of money over 6 months, kind of like a bank loan, if you think about it, right? So to me, it's like a bank loan. It's like I'm loaning money out at, I don't know, 15% or 20% or whatever it is. And so I'm loaning that out over 6 months. And then for you, the gamble is hopefully the card reaches that price when you're done paying it or higher. But the market is so hot, it actually went higher than that. So you're the bigger winner between the two of us. So it worked out for both of us. And that's really nice when that happens. Of course, now the market is so high, I'm a little more scared to do it. Haven't done a red label. I haven't picked out red labels from my pile in a while. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. All right. It's kind of like leveraging in the stock market or something like that, borrowing money to buy a stock. Well, it works out if the stock goes up in value. It doesn't work out if it doesn't go up in value. Melodic, nice. B10, it says. Oh, that's pristine, I bet. Who's Rudy? Some guy, probably. I remember Red Label Rayquaza. I truly appreciate it. No problem, man. All right, let me have a little drink here. Dude, I've been watching you and Rudy for so long. Such great advice from two wise card lovers. Well, I think Rudy is actually much wealthier than I am. And I think he was when I was poor, he was already wealthy. So, what's cool though is that I have been able to make the right moves and put myself into a much better position in life over time. All right. Yeah, guys like Rudy, guys like TCA Gaming, they're at this really big advantage. They're way far ahead of me. That includes anyone who is doing this before me. That could be like Leonhardt. That can be PokeRev. These guys bought the cards even cheaper, even earlier. They're way ahead. You can't. They're going to be Pokemon billionaires. I don't know. It's kind of absurd to think about. All right, let's grab this. All right, here we are. Number 22, right? Yeah. All right, so you just pulled this pristine melodic. Now, when we take a look at it, it's from all the way back in 2020. It says Rebel Crash on it. So it's Rebel Crash melodic from 2020. You got a nice pristine 10. What do you want to do? Reroll or keep? How do you get access to buying cards right from distribution? You have to apply for it and then they have to accept it. I haven't applied in a while. I got rejected. Last time I applied, I got rejected. I didn't have a website. I suspect that probably plays a role. We have a website now. I'm trying to finish my taxes and get the reseller license and then apply again. All right. Wow. Look at that. That was fast. We just started. I like Coop Collection and Deep Pocket Monsters are pretty humble guys. Oleana, that could be put in the Waifu Shuffle. It's another melodic. They automatically give, rev, early just. Yeah, something. He's probably a very reliable buyer. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There we go. Can you show me the slabs and the live customs? I could probably do that. Give me a second here. Number 026 Milatic T10. Okay. Rose flexing PSA 10 Black Lotus pre-COVID. He had like 10 Black Lotuses. Yeah, he's very wealthy. I was able to build a wealth position that's still very respectable, but I don't think I can catch up to him. The only way for me to catch up to him is for me to make S tier moves constantly and for him to make mistakes. So that would be the only way to catch up. Hard to do that, but you know, it's like a game you're playing. I'm not trying to catch up to anyone. I just really enjoy the card hobby and running a little card shop. That's it. It's fun making a prediction and being right about it. All right, there we go. Sometimes that's all it comes down to. So we got those lovely breaks. There's Quip's Drawing. Here's Star U. Here's Doug Trio. And here's Down into the Depths eBay. This just sold on eBay, in fact. I can print the label for it now. Now I don't have to find it. Wait a second here. So while you guys were deciding you didn't want this card, someone on eBay already bought it. Give me a, it's kind of an expensive label. Wow, man. I can't believe how expensive it's gotten. Okay. Down into the Depths, Lugia from Tops the Movie 2000. You know, a booster pack of this set costs way more than $120. All right. Put that there. Leonhardt's a scumbag. I don't know anything about Leonhardt. I know he's a PokeTuber. We have an order of Maurice Asperus. I want to put 50 to my slab away for the Unseen Forces reverse hollow for alligator. Yes, sir, Mr. Maurice, $50 towards slab away. You got it, man. I am morose. All right, for alligator comes down to $100. All right, good. That's done. We're done with that order. All right, I believe we have a website order. Hey, it's Mr. Brett. What's up, man? Here's a Chris Gonzalez. Mr. Chris, he says, 2 Poke Shuffles. Chris Gonzalez. Here you go, Chris. I don't really watch any other Pokemon creators besides Mr. and a little bit of Pokebeard. I watch Rattle sometimes. I think it's because Rattle's content is always so dramatic. Um, I used to watch a lot of TCA gaming, but I think over time I didn't have anything left to kind of like learn from him. Here we are. TCA gaming, he's been around for a long time. He's a good guy. I like him a lot. Here we go. All right, that's 2 cold ones. Chris Gonzalez. All right, good. How is he doing, actually? How's TCA Gaming doing? Has his channel grown? You know, I noticed his channel will grow real slow. I wonder if he's catching up at all. There was this point where he was really far ahead of me, and my channel was much smaller than his. And then one day we passed him. He's got 81,000 subs, man. 81K. You know what that tells me? It tells me that he needs to study content creation. He's very good with Pokemon itself. So Pokemon business, he's A plus. But content creation, he probably needs to spice it up a little bit. All right, guys, I want to remind you of a new break we're hosting. So we've got the jungle break. One person is in here, by the way. Really good break. I can't recommend it more. Vintage cards are where it's at. I mean it. They're good. Pricey to get into and a little bit scary. But I'm saying like if we got a heavy pack and you pull like Snorlax out or something, it could end up being like 20,000 at a 10. It's a big deal. Now over here, the Marvel pack is for Marvel fans. We got a $15 6 and 6. So there's only 6 spots and it's just a really nice booster pack. So jump in there if you want a little bit of variety other than Pokemon. These are high quality cards. We've opened these a lot. And I thought I'd sold out of them, but I had one box left in a corner. I found it, and we sold out of them because it was very popular. That's why. So that's why we sold out of them. All right, I'll show you the live custom slabs now. You're a little curious what you can pull out of the live customs. What chair do you use? I use a Herman Miller chair, commonly used by programmers. It's not bad. It's not as comfortable as like a cushion chair, but it conforms to your body really well. And I haven't had any problems with it for a long time. All right, what we got? Shiny Lucario, Ultimate Spider-Man, double-sided. Poker Ivysaur, $175 Gengar, even though in the market, he's officially a $250 card now. This Sun and Moon 2018 Raikou from Super Burst Impact. Okay. Where did SM Pratt disappear to? I don't know. SM Pratt, I suspect, sold many of his cards way too early. Way too early. He should have held them for 20 years like I'm doing. Here's Megas Grafty. That's why I've been saying I say hold for 20 years. Wait until the OG Pokemon players are 70 years old. That's going to be probably peak market. That was my belief. That was my sort of like system, and I think it's coming true. Here's Tentacruel. Here's Jinx. This is real nice. Koro Jinx, one that almost no one owns. Very bizarre. Here's Numel Holland Phantoms 10. This is a reverse hollow, which is much more rare than the standard hollow. It was like a hit. You had to get lucky to pull one. It would show up every like 5 packs, basically. Here's Celebi 10. Okay, there's your chase card. It's a tag 10. Super impossible to get one of these. Topps Hollow Spearow. Now it's just a Spearow, but that's a vintage card. All right, here's classic Mewtwo. He's pretty expensive, apparently. Here's Trick or Trade Pikachu. He's been rolled all the way down to 50. Damn, I should buy that back out of the box. That's too cheap. We are. Here's vending series Eevee. We've got Snorlax VMAX. He's a whopping $200 in a 10. That's kind of crazy. Here's Victini. Here's another Pikachu. Now he's at the closer to the correct price now. Here's, there's two in the box, Here's Weavile. Woo. Look, a lot of the ones I watched retired from PokeTubing. What are your thoughts on Logan Paul's new scam on trying to acquire all the One Piece manga PSAs and jacking up the price all over again? He can do what he wants with this money. Here's Tyranitar, Snorlax, Glaceon, ooh, Patrick Fishnets, oh my God, Snorlax, Gary the Snail, another Pikachu, Roaring Moon, Ancient Mew 8, and Classic Magikarp. Cool. A lot of big cards in there. Are there any booster box gym breaks? Booster box gym breaks. Ooh, that's an interesting thought. We haven't hosted one of those in like a week. I know what you're talking about though, but those Japanese boxes got a little more expensive. That's the problem. So we could try to host one of those for like 3 people or something. Yeah, those are funny, aren't they? Regrade that ancient Mew. Whoa, whoever pulls it out of the box is welcome to. They can totally do that. I'll probably just let it sell. Here's Marius Larson, one spot in the jungle. Do you have any gym breaks going? Yeah, there was one gym break. Gym breaks. You can request any card to be a gym break, okay? Just to let you know. So you don't have to wait for me to put one up there. If you ask for one, I'll make it for you, okay? So, Mr. Marius, I'd be down for a gym break. How about a 151 surprise for 3 spots? That'd be interesting. Here's Marius Larson. Let me grab this, Mr. Marius. I'm going to put you into the jungle pack break. I miss my smooches. Can you possibly get a Japanese All-Stars team-up booster box and do pack splits? Japanese All-Stars. I have a whole case of that right now. But I don't think I really want to open it. I kind of just want to leave it alone. Any update on the April PSA submission? Nothing's moved at all on for PSA for us. If I log in a PSA over here, well, first of all, here's some fun information. I sold a couple cards. Poker Suicune, Poker Heracross, and Cardos Venusaur were all sold today. So that's kind of interesting. But if we go back here and we go into our submissions, it's loading. Takes way too long to load. Dude, this app is slow. Here it is in progress. Yep, take a look at this. So we got research and ID. These are our oldest ones right here. These are the older ones. And it says research ID, assembly, and grading. This one right here is in the middle of grading. Why? These two should be getting finished, or at least these two. These are the oldest ones. So why are they grading the most recent one? I don't get it. I don't know. Here we have Jose Trevino, 2 live customs. All right, 2 live customs. Do we just send? To get a break started? Should a break be allowed to be started on any booster box? Booster boxes are a little different. I feel like the table's not well suited for those. It is. Maybe let me pick the booster boxes out, okay? I tell you what. We are. There's Superior, and Orbeetle. All right. All right. We are the 3 that want to start a break. Okay. So you already have 3 people. Is that what you're saying? I just didn't see my PSA submission on Discord. I tell you what. There we go. Let me put this here. All right, Jose Trevino, let me go ahead and grab your stuff. The April submission, and we're in May. Maybe it hasn't gone out yet. We're actually in the middle of the actual submission right now. It is. Maybe you're asking about one that hasn't gone out yet. All right, let me put this over here. We are late on getting the submission out. I was supposed to get it done tonight. I was working on a final tag submission before they stopped me from being able to grade with them because they're like locking up their grading for a while because they got too many submissions or something like that. It's really annoying, actually. But I found out I could make another submission if I had a pending order with them, which I did. I had 2 pending orders. So I just spent the last like 2 days putting together some really large submissions per tag. Jose Trevino, did you need a new bag? Oh, you might need a new bag. I had an order shipped, but I haven't got tracking. The tracking would have gone to your email address and it would come from a it would be an email from stamps.com. Mister, when are you getting a Tesla? If he makes a Tesla sports vehicle that looks kind of in the style of the Tesla truck, I'll buy that. You know, like all angular and stuff. All right, here we are. Yeah, new bag. All right, new bag time. Any headaches today? No headaches today. No headaches. I'm pleased to announce I had no headaches today. Man, I don't know if the whole Wegovy stuff works on me that much. My appetite is not changed. I have full hunger. Now, if I eat a lot, I'll get sick. So that works. But the hunger is still there. Because I hear you're supposed to stop craving food as much. And that is not true for me. All right. But, you know, I'm not taking the heavier dosage yet. So maybe you're supposed to increase the dosage. 3 Ascendant Heroes. You got it. Mr. Savannah. We need a Tesla Cyber Donkey. Oh, hell yeah. I'm getting a Tesla. Imagine I get a Tesla and then the battery like explodes in my garage and burns down my whole house and all my Pokemon cards. All right. Or like my house is old and it like overwhelms my electricity and then that electricity blows up the house or something like my 1980s electrical wiring in the home. I lose everything because I got a Tesla. Do Teslas break very often like that? How many people lose their home to electric cars? All right, good luck. Ta-da. A Tesla is the worst thing you could catch fire, and those lithium batteries don't get put out with water. That's like kerosene on a fire. We are. That would be really sad, huh? Don't worry, everyone. Mister has our cards insured. That's not true. We are. That's in the buyer's agreement that you know your cards are not insured. Win. Fossil fuel for life, baby. This is America. America. That's why you need solar panels at your house if you own a Tesla. I got to buy solar panels now, too. Oh, man. First, I got to buy the Tesla. Then I got to buy solar panels. All right, let's see. Then I'm going to have to buy a cuck chair because I own a Tesla. All right, here we are. I'm just joking. No, they're cool, man. I like the Tesla truck. It looks pretty cool, actually. It's very nerdy. I just don't want to own a truck. So if he made a small vehicle, like a sports vehicle, yeah. All right. Very good. All right. Well, well, well. Welcome, guys, to the late night stream for Sunday. It's a late night stream. What do you guys want to do tonight? What if we all wake up one day and Mister's channel is deleted and he takes off with all our cards? We're all going to be bamboozled. I'll never do that. You know why? Because I'm too nice. They call me Mr. Nice Guy. All right, what we got? All right. Why don't we do a 3-way break on this? It's going to be, oops. That's 1 and 3. Ah, I hate it when I write poorly on a sticker. I got a notification my Blockbuster card got used in Ozark. What did you get? Okay, here we are. There's a real proposal to build a data center out here in Lake of the Ozarks. Can you believe that? They want to build one right next to where I live, right next to the Walmart. That's about 15 minutes from where I am right now. I got a notification. I trust Mister. I don't think he'll pass. I think the people out here will freak the F out. What would you say is the widest restaurant? Golden Corral, Texas Roadhouse. Widest? Do you mean like white? Or do you mean like wide? Use all the water to cool the data center. All right, let's see. Sue, I'm hitting refresh on this. Oh, the whitest. Oh, that's a good question. I don't know. Here's Mr. Michael Galindo. Ascended Heroes, 1 pack. You got it, Michael Galindo. Hello, Michael. Welcome. All right, Snippy Whippy. Snippy Lipple. Tossing this. The widest restaurant, huh? Okay. Well, there's a restaurant I've never eaten at before that we were gonna eat at today, but we found out it only opens up at 4 p.m. It's one of the highest rated restaurants in Lake of the Ozarks, and I live literally like 4 minutes from it. It's in a gated community, and it's called the Old Kinderhook. And no, it's called the Trophy Room at Old Kinderhook. Old Kinderhook is a gated golfing community. When you go through the gate, it's just this huge golf fields everywhere. And a bunch of old people live there, and it's an awful lot of white guys in polo t-shirts. Really, really nice, really upscale. It's literally just the neighborhood across from mine. You just cross the road to the other side. And I've never eaten there, and it's one of the best rated restaurants in Lake of the Ozarks. So we were going to eat there tonight finally, and we found out they don't open until dinner. So it was like, oops. Cracker Barrel is the widest. I don't think so. I went to Cracker Barrels out in the St. Louis region. It's not that wide. All right, Michael. Just depends on where you go eating. I mean, it's got the word cracker right in it, but maybe that's a good argument, actually. Cracker Barrel. I went to Cracker Barrel one time, and I was in the stupid little shop that you have to shop around in while you're waiting for your turn to be seated. And I was like, I was like 24 at this point. And I started actually looking at the gadgets, and I flipped them upside down, and they were all made in China. And I was like, well, that's stupid. Like they try to come off as like rustic and Americana and authentic. And then you flip everything over, it's all made in China, plastic. All right. Mold injected plastic. That's all it is. It's just garbage. And it was just really bad. It made me kind of question things. I was like, well, how does the world really work? Here's Sergio L12. All right. Grab your scorecard, Sergio. Surplus lenticular baseball coin. There's nothing wrong with things being made in China. It's just the store, again, kind of projects an image of Americana authenticity, but then everything inside of it's made in another country, made in a foreign country. And it's just like, I guess. Like, nothing was made in America in the shop. Nothing at all. Not even one item. It's just like, oh, geez, dude. Mr. Isaac Thomas must need a new scorecard. I need some work entertainment. Isaac Thomas. Okay, that's number 2. And Mary's Larson. So only one person will walk out with the box. Just a bit of fun here. You guys are going to play a game of cards for it. Here it is. Foreigners want to be Americans. Americans want to be foreigners by dressing in designer. Something. I don't know. All right. I just wanted some yummy food that night. And also, to my disappointment, the food was really bad. They couldn't even make like a nice ham plate. Like it was supposed to be like a ham steak with like green beans and mashed potatoes. but you get a piece of ham like this big. It was tiny. It was virtually 2 bites, and it was about this thick. There was almost nothing to it. You get this nasty, watery scoop of green beans, like straight out of a can. You get this cold little plop of mashed potatoes, and it took him like 30 minutes to do that. Yeah, I didn't go there again. I was like, "Who buys this?" And it was like $13 for all that. That was like a full entree. Robbed. Yeah, I was virtually robbed. Actually, Karis and I got into a fight that night because she was telling me, she's like, "You get too angry over things." We were kind of new to each other in the relationship, so she was still kind of learning how I was. And she was kind of discovering something about me. She was learning that when I get robbed like that, I kind of absolutely lose my mind. Like I can't not think about it. I think about it forever. Like I'm relaying the message to you guys right now because it was so impactful to me how angry I was over that meal because I did feel like I got robbed. All right, here goes. Sergio. She's like, "You get too angry." I was like, "I don't get angry enough." Here's Sergio. Here's Isaac Thomas. Oh, and here's Mr. Marius. Oh, double jinx. Jellicent wins. Sergio's got the first point. I got anger issues on the same way. It's just, I wouldn't be angry if I wasn't getting ripped off so bad, you know? All right, round number 2. Oh, Gengar's not bad. Draw 2. Here's how the draw 2 card should work. When you get draw 2, you immediately draw 2. Should we do it that way? Hold on, let me think about this. We've always done it. You get a card and then the next guy gets the card. I'm just wondering if I change that, if I change it so that you immediately draw 2, am I going to forget the way the rules work? I don't think so. I think the way we got to do it, I don't think we should do it where he immediately draws 2 because that's never been how it's worked. The next guy gets his card and then he's allowed to draw 2. All right, so here goes. So this Furfrou correctly goes there. That's what would normally happen. And then he's got his card. He's now using his trainer on his turn. Draw 2. Vanillish. Wow, none of it matters. Sergio wins again with a Gengar that only has 130 HP. Wow. He should draw 2, makes sense. I'm going to do it like we've always done it. He gets his trainer, and then it's the next guy's turn. And then when we go back to his turn, he can use the trainer. So we're going to do it that way because that's how we've done trainers for this whole time. And I think it makes the most sense. Sergio L12's the winner here. How about that, Sergio? All right. That was called a gym break. They're a bit of fun. Now, what happens next? Isaac Thomas has his first miss, and Marius actually has his first miss. But Sergio has 2 wins because he got 2 guys and beat them up. So you are now up to 3. Wow. Isaac goes, no. Any other gym breaks? Yeah, normally gym breaks are hosted not on booster boxes, but on they're normally hosted on slabs. That's been kind of the way of it. We don't normally host gym breaks on super desirable booster boxes because this thing already sells itself. So we'll host a break on like a rare booster box. But the queue is empty. I figured I'd just do this for these guys this one time. Okay, you ready? Give you guys a chance to see what a gym break looks like. It's no different than just a 3-person break, but it's kind of fun getting the outcome so fast, getting to see it all happen. Since you're a Filipino, do you eat balut? Oh, all the time, baby. No, I've never eaten that. All right, let's see what we got. I just have balut so often. That's for those who don't know what that is, that's like a baby duck that's still in the egg. And then you take that egg with the baby duck in it and you boil it up and you eat the baby duck out of it. I'm not opposed to eating it. I do wonder exactly what do they eat? Like, do they eat the whole thing with the organs inside? Like, what do they eat? Do they pick the meat off the bones? How does it work? I don't have any problems with eating the meat, but I don't know about eating any, you know, duck poop holes or something. I don't want any of that. Yeah, like I wouldn't eat a chicken that way either. I'd just eat the chicken wings. Here goes. They eat the whole thing. Ugh, that is a little gross. Yolk, embryo, and the soup. We are. Let's see. I guess since it's still in the egg, it hasn't really eaten anything except for the yolk inside of the egg. So, no, it's a curious thing, I suppose. It's one of those things where you just kind of have to close your eyes and trust the process, maybe. All right. Cool. Here's Starmie. Here's Charizard. This is for you, Mr. Sergio. Here's Omi Star, sometimes known as Homie Star. Bellsprout, the suck Pokemon. Here's Vulpix and Shiny Starmie. All right, there we have it. Good. I think Deer Meat is a mid 3 out of 10. There was a kid, a homeschooler, who he loved to hunt. It was like his whole identity, and he would hunt deer. And he'd come to the homeschooler meetups every Friday, and he'd have free deer sausage, and it tasted just like beef summer sausage. And he'd give me a big chunk of sausage, and it was super awesome. And I never complained about it. I was like, thank you. He was like this kid with poor social skills. So you know what he would do? He'd give everyone some of his stuff that he got. So he felt like he had a way to it was just a nice thing. That's all it was. And then everyone would be like, yeah, this kid's cool. You know, he didn't have a lot to say. I had a lot to say. I had a million things to say. But this was a quiet kid, and he'd come over and he'd be like, I got deer sausage. And everyone would be like, ooh. And I did not forget him because that was a very nice thing. There we are. You get to go home and you'd have this roll of deer sausage to eat all day. The deer sausage was yummy. Yeah, I guess I don't know much else about deer meat, but if you turn it into like a cured sausage, it's pretty good. Not a lot different than beef jerky. Here's Slowpoke. So if you don't like beef jerky, I can't help you with that. Mr. Marius is done. Let's see what else is in the queue. I had deer jerky. The suck Pokemon. That's right. Bellsprout. Bellsprout and Weepinbell. Michael Galindo. One Ascended Heroes. Okay, One Ascended Heroes. You got it. You know what we still have a lot of? That new Final Fantasy set, Dreamlike Oceans. Have you guys considered that set? We are. I did a big restock on that. So we got that. We got this. Here it is, Riftbound Unleashed. Nobody hit any big hits in Riftbound Unleashed last night. If you're a League of Legends guy, this is $7 a pack. All right. Bellsprout getting violated. Now, Bellsprout's a pervert. Bellsprout's into it. All right. There you go. Okay. Okay, we'll put this. The Bellsprout, of course, is always over the age of level 18 and consenting. All right, let's put this over here. Here's this. Moose is king. We make it into ground beef. And snip this. All right. Let's grab this Ascended Heroes. Consent, very important. Here's Colossal. Mister got me dying. Michael Galindo. One cold one. I don't know, Michael. Maybe the next one. Bellsprout Therapy. There you go. This is a consigned card from who? Tyler? What were we working on? I think we were rotating the A's. Let's get a little rotation. Yeah, we still got some slabs down here. I own a 10. Ooh, that's from 2021 Silverlance. Silverlance. So this Pikachu needs a reprice. Silverlance. Hi, Kevin. That's on eBay. This guy needs a reprice, probably. Gyarados. Running out of cards. I need a submission to return. Whether it be from PSA, Here's a gym break right here, guys, for the Dene Old Maid. That needs a reprice. This is called Galaxy Within Grasp. It's Darth Vader, and it's a rainbow refractor, which means it's a higher rarity. That's cool. And here's a Chandelure Battle Region character rare. That's cool. All right, we got a couple new cards up on the table, but that's it. After that, we're out. We're out of the A's. So that means we'll be rotating what, like the nines box or something? Maybe we'll rotate the nines box last. Happy Sunday, everybody. I hope you guys had a nice weekend. I'm tired as hell, man. Normally I take a nap before the stream. No nap today. So I started working at 6 p.m. and then we just went live like 56 minutes ago. My eyes are heavy. I'm tired as hell. Okay. If we are very slow tonight, I suggest that I take a minute and list a couple cards on eBay. Like this guy ought to be listed on eBay. Now here's Heatran, and it says he was for $50. Let's see if he's still $50, because I don't think he would be. Let's see. Heatran 003. Uh-huh. Oh my God. The cheapest one is now $220 plus $40 shipping from Japan, which means import fees too. Or you can get this $400 one in the United States from $50 to $400. But let's check last sold. So the last sold one's not very expensive. It's like over 100. I will match the Japanese one, but I will not include the import fee. So the Japanese one, what was it? 220. So we're going to bump this guy up to 220. And I think that's actually a really good deal. Because what's going on is these cards from the Diamond Pearl era are clearly getting gobbled up. That's what's happening. That's why the cheapest one is $100 or $400 in America. Because people are going, wait a second. Did we buy up all of the Diamond Pearl era hollows? And they go, oh, shoot. So they went in and they're buying them all up now. Did you see your short on? I did see your short on all your poker decks. That's absolutely insane. You know, it's crazy. After the short was over, I found an additional sealed deck and an additional double deck sealed. So I just put those into the box. My poker cards are all over the place in my actual home. So that video did not even represent all of them. Like, for example, I take a lot of them out and put them into sleeves, and I put them into semi-rigids. And I didn't even have that in the video either. And those are all over the place. So I actually have quite a bit more than that. I don't know if we could get every single poker card together. I don't know what it would add up to. Probably some huge number. Did we just run out of sleeves? All right, we need more sleeves. Yeah. Do we? It looks like we do. All right. Out of all those loose poker cards, I know you got a Houndoom poker card. I do, but if I was going to sell it, it would be sold graded. Graded. All right. 220 plus $40 shipping, 260. There you go. New price on Diamond Pearl Heatran. He is finally priced what you would expect a 2009 holographic Diamond Pearl card to be priced at. Let me go grab a fresh packet of sleeves. I'll be right back. All right, here we are. So did GameStop buy eBay? I don't think there's any new news on that. I hope they don't. All right. All right, so what do we got? Mr. Oops, let me hit refresh. I picked up some Super Mario Uno decks from Target. Keep one to play, some to grade. Here's Jack Gray, Marvel Chrome spot. All right, guys, we got the first guy purchasing a spot in the Marvel Chrome break. We need 5 more guys. Who wants to jump in here? It's pretty cool. Where's the baggie? Here it is. The man is going to sell his overpriced socks for nothing. Is anyone else annoyed with these CEOs wearing like leather jackets? We are. The Punisher better be in the Marvel pack. He could be. I bet you what's going to happen with this pack, it's going to go off. We're going to open it, and then people are going to wish they could be in the next round because it's going to be so cool. All right. So there we go. Thank you, Mr. Jack. We got one person in the Marvel break. Who else wants to join? All right. We're going to hit refresh on this. We have an order from Chris Gonzalez. He wants 1 Pokey Shuffle. You got it. Chris Gonzalez, 1 Pokey Shuffle. Okay. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1 Grimer, Mr. Chris. I'm sorry, man. It's a cold one. All right. Cold ones, guys. So how about this Chandelure? That's from 2022. Is it really only $55? It might be. So weird that you guys can't hear the music. It is $65 now. It's a more expensive card over time. So from the last time we priced it, which might have been like over a month ago. All right. Sato Kaiba's jacket is leather too. All right, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Yeah, like these guys are wearing leather jackets like they're cool guys or something like that. It's just kind of like, oh my God, dude. Oh, brother. Just wear like a suit. You're a CEO. I don't mind. It's a nice look. Wear a suit. Yeah. Actually, I don't mind what Elon Musk does either. He wears basically just like junky pajama type clothing sometimes. Real simple t-shirt. That's pretty fine too. Like he's not making a strong statement there. He's just wearing something comfortable. But it's like you put on a leather jacket, like you can go slay bitches or something. It's like, oh please, dude. Stop. All right, what we got here? Yeah, got my leather jacket. Yeah, it's pretty good. Got my leather jacket. Let's see. Uh, this shall say Gyarados Classic. All right, let's see what that turns up. We want the cheapest one. Not auction. Let's type in 007 as well because it's bringing up Dark Gyarados. The number on this card is 007. That's cool, isn't it? Looks like it might be a $120 card now. Is that true? Wow. Yeah, that is true. One sold in Japan for $100, and then one sold in the USA for $140. Wow. These cards are all getting more expensive every time. Put that Gyarados in the Poke Shuffle. So if the US one is 140, last sold, I'm going to do 150 real fast and just pop this guy up into that shuffle. Not the shuffle. Let's put in the live customs. He's a cool card. I mean, who doesn't mind pulling a Gyarados? 5, 6. So I think it's 6 total. All right. And do we have something to put in there maybe? Put one of these in there. Don't even know how I got these. Were these? Did I get these in like a trade or something? They're just kind of loose, but they're sleeved. Hey, what's up, Brandon? How's it going, Mr. Brandon? How's life? What's the big thing in your life right now, Mr. Brandon? All right. All right. We got 1, 2, 3. Work has been rough. I'm sorry, man. Been swamped at work. Nice. Well, being swamped at work's kind of in a way it's a good thing, because you got good employment. There you go. Job security or whatever they're always saying. All right, thank you so much, Mr. Chris, for the order. Let's see what else is going on. See if we just ran out of orders or not. All right, we got an order here from Mr. Edwin Delsid. We need 4 more people in this Topps Chrome, guys. If you want to see a Topps Chrome pack go off, pretty cheap. Whoa, Edwin says he'll take 3 spots. All right, so I take it back. There's not many spots left. Now there's just 2 spots left. All right. But we're going to have to stop using these energy cards in a minute because I'm actually kind of running low on them. We always could have used like some other card. Like, nah, it's got to be energy cards. I think that the energy cards are probably worth less than the Korean cards, right? The Korean cards. No, I don't know. No, I think these are the cheapest cards, right? Hard to say. Rockstar Mahi's still around? Nah, we haven't seen him in a while. I miss him though. Hopefully he comes back. It's funny that everyone remembers him. May I get a free one for Rockstar Mahi, bro, please? Am Rich, we'll trade my first edition pack for a box. 2 spots left on the Marvel break. Oh, actually, I take that back. There's 1 spot left on the Marvel break because Joseph Smith bought a spot. So we might have to run a second round of this. There you go, Joseph Smith. All right. Joey Albrecht says a spot in the Marvel pack. All right. Slap me that Rocket Staff Tyranitar in Pricey Slabs channel. It might be expired. So give me a second. Let me see which one you're talking about. A different guy tried to do that and it was expired. Did we? Ooh, yeah. So I'm not sure if that's up to date. We'll take a look into it, okay? So this will be Joseph Albrecht. Okay. What'd you end up doing with the box and the My Little Pony cards for Mahi? The box. Oh, I suppose the box probably went in the trash. If there's My Little Pony cards for him, he probably still has them over here. They're probably in the box right now. The RO box. How are you running out of energy cards? They're everywhere. I know. We go through a lot. That's 6. The Marvel pack's so cheap, we don't really need it to be a pack split. It could just be a gym break, couldn't it? We could just host gym breaks of this Marvel pack. So let's just do that for the next one. $60 is too cheap for a pack split, ultimately. Jump into this one, though, guys. Look at this jungle pack. That's a big deal. Jungle holographic 10s are selling for thousands of dollars now. Not small amounts, like tens of thousands, right? It's a big deal. All right, so officially, that's really cheap. $15 might be too cheap. We might host, I don't know. Maybe we just keep doing it this way. What's wrong with having a cheap break? People like cheap breaks. It's for the people. Whatever happened to Cheese? Cheese and I had a falling out a long time ago. We had some creative disagreements on how to moderate, and Cheese has hung out most recently. He's popped back in the stream, just says hi from time to time. We are. I don't know how much he truly watches, if he like hangs out a lot and he's just quiet, or if he just hangs out on occasion and says hi. Cheese's girlfriend told him to stop with Pokemon. Cheese's boyfriend. All right, what we got here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Give me a number. What we got? Mazvar, I forgot that name. Mazvar was in here just the other day. He placed a big order. Of course, he got a really tough round from it, but Mazvar, he doesn't hang out day to day, but he does come in and make a purchase. It's kind of nice. Okay, who's ready for this? Oh yeah, so hold on, let's see. Oh, so we start here and go backwards. You ready? Hopefully that didn't spoil it too much, but you got to figure out what's the front, what's the back. Edwin Delsid, you get Apocalypse. He's a cool one. Ta-da. Look at these nice, thick cut cards. Thicky Wiki. I sent 15 too late for that break. I'll host another one, okay? I'll host another one. Joseph Smith, you've got Loki. Okay, Loki. I'll host another one. There's Loki. He's the weakest bad guy. Who? Who? Loki is? Or Apocalypse? Here we are. Karis and I have been playing some Star Wars Battlefront 2, a game that I skipped over because of the review bombing it received years ago for being too woke and for being kind of a greedy cash grab with microtransactions. It is kind of an annoying game if you play the story mode, but the multiplayer is fun. And I don't know if it's still a greedy game anymore if they fixed that, but I haven't spent any money on it. Only cost me $5 to download, so it hasn't been so bad. Gives you a Star Wars Battlefront experience like in the past. I played that a lot when I was a kid. Jack Gray, you get Iron Fist. Would you say the figure of 4 million households have a net worth of 4 million is accurate? What? 4 million households have a net worth of $4 million? I've never heard that before. What does it mean? Like, is that from a particular survey? There you go, Jack. Iron Fist. Battlefield 2 is so good. Yeah, we were playing. It was fun. It definitely has a feeling to it, a style, you know. Very chaotic. Very chaotic. All right. Yep, from a survey. You are. So, do I believe that so many people have over $4 million? I'm not. We're in America, baby. Maybe. Here's a blob. All right, Edwin Delsid, you missed the refractor at the back of the pack. There it is. It happens to be Venom, and it's going to Joey Albrecht. All right. Wow, cool, man. Venom refractor. There we go. No more microtransactions, I believe. I think they took it away. Yeah, so they heard the negative feedback, and it was so overwhelming, and they were losing so much money on the game that they got rid of those microtransactions, right? I think that's what the news was years ago, but it was too little, too late, correct? The game was already ruined. They'd already lost the goodwill of the people. Let's see. That's because, unfortunately, they allowed it to be a pay to win situation, and people took that very seriously. They're like, hell no. Did you need a new bag? Joshua Whipple, Vargas, Valente. New bag time. There you go. Yeah, if you spend a lot of money, you might have minor advantages in the game. It did, but last year it had a huge resurgence and they hit peak numbers, but I think this year it's dying down again. I mean, it's just a fun little multiplayer game, and then once you've had your fun, it's not a big reason to play it anymore after that. These are clearly thick cut cards. I need a new bag, says Joey Albrecht. We are? All right. Now, 5.26. Oh, put that in there. So this was a pretty popular break. We'll host it a second time. Apocalypse, Rec Rap, and Blob. I think on this second round, we're going to slightly improve the price. And by improve, I mean improve it for me. It's going to be 16 instead of 15, okay? Edwin Delson, let me put this into your bag. If you already paid to get into it for 15, we will just get you into it for 15, okay? No problem. Anyone who had already prepaid for a spot. Edwin Delson, you don't have a box, do you? My brain says you should have a lot of cards, but I'm not sure. Eddie Morales, Efren Artiaga, Edgar Gonzalez, Nogamica. Here's Elijah. Ugh. Aha. Edwin Delsa. There we are. Ooh, baby. I like my military Sims game. Little SpongeBob. Cool. Put these in the front. Oh, yeah, those are from those stinky packs, huh? Oh, yeah, MetaZoo's a thing. We got MetaZoo packs. Forgot about that. We should get rid of we should host a break on a Kickstarter pack. Would you guys like that as a pack break or something, or a gym break? I'm craving for some country fried steak at IHOP's. I'm sorry. Well, shucks. I'd like me some country fried steak. You feeling more country as you speak? All right. The set did surprisingly well when we got it. And then at some point it really died down, stopped selling. I don't know if you guys have paid attention, but under the Marvel category in our menu, we actually have Weiss Marvel packs, Weiss Marvel 3. I think I'm going to move that over back to the Weiss menu. All right, Weiss Marvel 3, it's $5 a pack. Man, we have not sold a pack of that in a long time. So I'm going to bring that back over to Weiss. Let's see, Weiss Japanese. And we'll hit save. Actually, we can do this right here. So Weiss Marvel 3 is back on the main menu. It's only $5 a pack, $60 a box. It's actually really cheap. All right, so now to talk about the subject on the pricey Tyranitar. Do I even have one? I do not know. We still have the Typhlosion. I think I might have one Tyranitar. But the problem is the price on him has to probably be much higher than what I actually listed him for in the Discord server. Because the one you saw in the Discord server is expired. It already sold. And the price on that Tyranitar already probably moved up in the last couple of days. So we have to double check that price at this point. Red level prices are based on the idea that they can be restocked. Grab this. Grab this. All right, so give me a minute. Let me just take a look at it, okay? Let's see if it's possible. Let me see if we can shimmy something up. Staff Tyranitar. Mm-hmm. Come on now. Which Typhlosion? Staff Typhlosion. All right, so let's see what we can do, okay? Oops. And what was the price in our Discord server? Oh, okay, so we're going to accept your pre-order then. Or not your pre-order. We're going to accept your order then. All right. Just give me a minute. All right. Now, there is one thing I have to do. Let's get over here to to the PSA vault. And I need to get into my vault. Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to mail one home to myself. All right, so here we are. Here they all are. Got a bunch of them. We're going to go ahead and select it. Actions, ship from the vault. So we are going to ship one of these home. How bad is the fee for early withdrawal? Oh my gosh. Send me a little verification code. Those are so annoying, dude. All right, give me a second here. Nowadays, when you buy a slab, when I buy a slab, I just have it automatically sent over. Will this work? Okay. All right. And let me hit pay. So $13 to withdraw it. Okay, so I have one of these slabs on the way home, and you're going to have one placed into slab away. Here it is. Okay. And the amount that we agreed upon was $755. Now I'm going to go ahead and delete this because that's now out of date. And I'm heading over to Slab Away. And we're going to head over to the J's. This is going to say May 11 to November 11, 26. Joey Albrecht. PSA 10. Staff. Tyranitar. 755. 735. All right, that's up to date. Actually, how much did you send for it? Oh, you actually sent $50 for it. So this guy will say 725 to reflect that you sent extra. So 725 remains, Mr. Joey Albrecht. All right, you got it. Okay. We better write down this amount. 755. All right. And in you go. There it goes. Hey, sir, I hear your music. Can you guys hear the music? Let me turn it up. Carlos Chaveras wants into the Marvel break. Oh, we need more energy cards now. All right, let me get some energy cards. Oh, I got a bunch right here. Well, let's see. Put them nearby. There you go. Yeah, faint. It's really loud though. Like, let me turn it way up. It's way up now. Can you hear it? Turn that down a little bit. Not much better. Really? Because that was really loud. That was almost top volume. Alex says, if I said white people can't cook pasta on Reddit, I'd get banned. But on YouTube, I can say it. Mister, do you train Rex get banned on Valorant by a mod? Do what? Oh, did you see Train Rex gets banned on Valorant by a mod? No, I did not see that. All right, Carlos. Let's get you in there, Carlos. I got my fresh energy cards now. We have a new round of the Marvel break. All right. A mod targeted a streamer. Well, was he doing something that broke the rules? It's probably something lame. He probably banned him for nothing. Our people are so touchy even today in 2026. I'll send a message on Discord. All right, give me a minute. All right, I believe you're requesting if Nessa is still available. Let me answer your question. Where did you get this image from? So that's my question. Is where did the image come from? Because that'll help me answer your question. All right, Marvel Break has one person in it. Do you have any trade in slabs by chance? Says Mr. Brandon. Yeah, so we have this guy right here is the trade slab. It's really cool. It's a fossil magneton. It only graded 3. To get into this slab, instead of spending money, you can just trade me your cards out of your bag or whatever, and that'll get you the slab. No, he was bad at the game. Did I miss the Epstein break? Let me get those Epstein packs, huh? Give me a second here. All right, so here I am back again. Here I am again on my own. Whoa. Okay. There isn't any sensitive information on this blockbuster card, is there? Set that there. Don't know about this. Sent an online order. Sounds good. It's from my receiving area. This Asuka card is just my card. It was a promo card from the Asuka boxes, and I just never graded it. That's my Game of Thrones card, too. Tell me a little bit about where the Game of Thrones card came from. Where did this come from? Is this mine? This was right next to your stuff. I don't think this is yours, all right? I don't think I remember seeing it. Oops. Wait, I didn't want this. Unsave that. All right, now let me take a picture of this. That's yours. Yeah, that's why I thought so. So this is a $17 card or something like that. Weird. Can this grade 10? Maybe. Always have a million weird things in my home, guys. All right. MetaZoo. Did you guys forget about it? We got a little bit of MetaZoo. We got some of that Kickstarter. We sell through that Kickstarter. Every now and then, some guy comes around. And he's like, I'll take some of that Kickstarter. Nobody's pulled a Mothman in a long time. That'd be funny. All right. So we got a Joey Albrecht blockbuster card, huh? Not in good shape. Not that it matters. It's all just about getting encapsulated for the fun of it. It came from a Game of Thrones booster box. Who was the what company printed it? Oh, are you saying you're not grading this one? You're just giving this one to me for fun? So there it is. So he sent this in to have this Cardconomist graded. That's cool. We still do that. We still have Cardconomist grading. It's like $40 a card or something. Now, we got some vintage packs, obviously, here. Good looking stuff. Packs look solid. Let's get these prepped for storage. I like to take one flat protector like this. You could do two, but I don't think two's necessary. All right. Just something that keeps them from banging around, really. You know. All right. Here's a. Oh, this is from Mr. Aovic. Is Aovic here? Aovic just sold this to us for $750. I remember a time when these packs were worth $750, and that was considered a lot. Would you guys like a Jungle Pack break? Japanese, guaranteed hollow? Yeah, these used to be $75 a pack back in the day. Maybe we'll host a break on this one, Aovic. We'll say from Aovic. There it is. So, because that'll be fun to see what could have been pulled. Here's some more Sandstorm. Hopefully authentic. Looking authentic. Looking real clean, actually. Here, I'll just open this one for me. I'm just kidding. Tempting, though, isn't it? Man. How about that guy who pulled the Ludicolo just a day ago? That was really good. God, I wish that was me. All right. All right, look over there. We got some Epstein. World War Woke. What? That's the name of the company? All right. Open your Sandstorm pack and grade all the cards. You deserve it. You know, if I had that mentality, I wouldn't have any vintage packs for you guys. So I just accept a conservative, basic profit on the packs, and I'll let you guys gamble on the pulls. So you guys can get lucky or unlucky. Some will get unlucky, some will get lucky, and I'll just open them for you. But I don't know. Maybe I need to open a pack on like TikTok or something. Make a video. I don't think I've made a video of that type in a long time. All right, and these are the Epstein files packs. Who wants to open one of these? Let's put this to the side for the moment. I'm going to put these to the side. Okay. And then I'm going to set this to the side. Where can I set this? The Game of Thrones card. I'm going to put these in the grade pile. We're going to get these graded. I'll open one. Epstein file packs. Let's take a quick look at them. Epstein booster pack. Oh, they're kind of expensive. All right. Well, let's do it like this. Watch this. So I'm going to offer one for sale to be opened by someone here. Only one person, so call it out if you're going to buy it. And we're going to say $30 on it, okay? All right, $30 on it. And then this one I'm going to open right now so you know what it looks like. This is a gift from Mr. Joey Albrecht to me. And what I'll do, Mr. Joey, is if this one sells, I'll apply a little bit of that sale to your fresh slab away. How does that sound? What we got? Wiretap. Target opponent may draw a card. Netflix documentary. Target creature cannot attack or block while Netflix documentary is on the battlefield. So this is an actual card game. It's Cash Patel. Legendary creature. You can trust us. I super duper promise there are no files. Oh my God. Look, I'm telling you straight. I've checked, double checked. There are no Epstein files, no missing footage, nothing. Trust me. I'm the guy who knows this stuff. Bill's Horn of Persuasion. I guess that's Bill's saxophone. Monica's melody. Oh, geez. The little horrors of Epstein's past. Ugh. Here's Champagne on Ice. No scheme unravels and no alliance forms faster than when the champagne is on ice. Here's Land the Server Room. The missing minute of Epstein's death isn't lost. It's stashed on encrypted hard drives in a secret server room. Disgraced Prince. Ah, this guy is in trouble, man. Oh, bugger. Once the darling of tabloids, he now wanders the halls of Windsor Great Park practicing awkward waves for an audience of squirrels. The problem solver. Okay. Gift timepiece. All right. CIA neuralizer. Okay, like Men in Black. And then the Epstein files. The Black Ledger. Many have died to keep its venomous truths secret. To read its pages is to erase the legacies and unmake the mighty. Whew. Mister, can I donate my bag to somebody? In theory, here we are. Toss this over here. You want to donate your bag? Who you want to donate your bag to? Little horrors of Epstein's past. Here's cash classified. And here's disgraced prince. I replied on Discord. This isn't a viral clip. Then I don't know what it is, says Mr. Alex. Yeah, actually, it's interesting. This is a little bit like an advertisement for the company that made these cards, but they're cute. I like them. They're funny. I think you see people trying to capitalize on, like viral moments or trends or something like that. All right. So what do I do with all this now? Now I got to put this somewhere. Let me put this into Caden Wolf's bag. You want to do a giveaway on your baggie? Is that what you would like to do, Brandon? I don't mind doing that. That sounds nice. All right, put this here. All right. Thank you. Next up, we have Edwin Delsid, Marvel Chrome Break, $45. So he wants another round of 3. Here you go, Edwin. Edwin Delsid. Those are crazy. Who made them? Edwin Delsid. It's funny seeing Cash Patel on a card. He's so easy to make fun of. I don't know why. He just has a bit of a comical look. Edwin Delsid. Good. All right. Oops. Ta-da. We're going to grab this up here. Oh, wait. No. It's to my right, isn't it? Put this in here. Mm-hmm. Okay. Edwin Delsid bought that pack, by the way. But let me check the website now. And it says here, we have a Chris Gonzalez round. He wants a live custom. Chris Gonzalez, are you watching? Here you go, Mr. Chris. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Chris Gonzalez, one live custom. One cold live custom. I'm sorry, Chris. The live customs can be pretty tough, actually. They gobble up $25 instantly, so. They can have some bigger snipes in them, though. There's some bigger cards in there, unlike the Pokey Shuffles. All right. Your PSA vault receipt. Ugh. Still, it's cheaper than the taxes on the card, I guess. So Edwin Delsid's taking the second pack. All right. $25 is a venti Starbucks drink. So this sold Mr. Joey Albrecht. Let's see what we can do for you. Let's see. So I'm going to pay you out $20 off of your card, okay? Slab away. Joey Albrecht. That was pretty easy, wasn't it? This goes down to 705. That's the power of consignment. Pretty amazing. Now, also, we had a question to answer in here, didn't we? Give me a moment. Let's see. So, Mr. JC is still looking for the Nessa card, and you said it was from April 15th. So if Nessa was here, well, I tell you what, before I work on that, because we have an order here, let me work on this order first. So Edwin Delson. All right, let's see what we got. We got Epstein's private art gallery, bill and address. What do you think that was? Hey, it's Bill. Bill Cosby. Very nice. Here's Nosy Detective. Land, the after party. Oh, the after party. Ugh. Invitation to the island. Journey to the island. Wiretap again. Bill Cosby's gradable. Netflix. Blackmail. Okay. Very public and messy divorce. Is that a Bill? Is that a Bill? I'm sorry. Is that a Bill Gates reference? I wonder. One glance at the list and she shook her head. So much for boys' trips, she muttered while reorganizing her assets like a pro. Diddler's baby oil surplus. All right, I love it. And the ghost of Michael. They say the ghost of Michael still haunts Epstein Island. All right, very fun. Or Bezos. I don't know. Did Bezos go to the island? I don't think I've heard him mentioned in terms of the island. We are. There you go. Okay, lots of fun stuff. The baby oil's really funny. Diddy's baby oil surplus. I think it says diddler because they have to be careful not to get sued or something. Diddlers, huh? All right. The public and messy divorce. That sounds like Bill Gates. He is in trouble. He did go to the island. He admitted to having sex with Russian prostitutes. We are. That's an interesting thing. What do you think of that? What if they were of age? It's still creepy, but I guess it's not the same caliber of crime, huh? All right. So let's take a quick look at Mr. Brandon Wong's back, right? So Brandon, you wanted to do maybe a giveaway. We are, so we got a Brandon Wong bag right here. What we got here, Brandon? Passenger Ferry, Terminate, Shadow of the Goblin, Rumble, Tornadus. All right, you got a cute little bag here, and you would like to make a donation to the chat itself. Is that right? Set that there. Anyone can make a card game, says Joy Elbrecht. Yeah, actually, you just have to have a bunch of artworks made, and you can hire somebody pretty quickly to make a number of artworks. I forgot, slabs were in a different area. Oh, you're saying you got slabs over here, huh? Okay, very interesting. Now let me look for this Nessa. Oh, there she is. All right, there's the Nessa in question. Yeah, yes, I have Nessa. It's now on the table. All right. I highly agree. And meanwhile, in the UK, some VTuber got arrested for having drawings of her own VTuber anime girl creator. What? All right. So that's all done. How close are we to the end of the next pack split? So we got this pack split, Tops Chrome. That seems to be what's grabbing people's attention. We need two more people in the Marvel Tops Chrome split. Two more people. It's a $16 break. This is a super premium booster pack, of course. If you're not aware of that, that's where the price comes from. And you can pull some incredible one of ones out of there. Nobody ever did pull a one of one. It'd be pretty crazy if we got one tonight, but the odds of that aren't super high. It's just something that's possible. All right. So while you guys are talking about that, why don't I work on something? What's this? Oh yeah, the giveaway card for new guys. So we have this giveaway card. If you're a new buyer or you haven't bought in a real long time and you place a first time order, here we have this giveaway Dodrio. So he's a break giveaway. It's going to be a 1 in 20 odds. But you also automatically get this Ghastly. So if you've been watching this stream for a while and you've been holding off on placing your first time order, give it a try. It's a lot of fun. You'll only regret it a little bit. You only regret it if you get into a break and lose. But let's take a quick look at this. Edwin Delson's here. I think he's just buying the last two spots. Is that what you're doing? Edwin, you're ready to just buy a whole pack. Here you go, Mr. Edwin. All right, so Edwin's buying this out. He's got the 2 blank cards. All right, Edwin, you have a 1 in 6 risk that the guy who also bought in takes the hit card. All right, you ready? Oops. All right. Offer received on my scissor. Somebody's out there buying poker cards and they keep making an offer on my scissor, and I'm gonna keep not accepting it. I have a really fancy scissor. Someone's trying to buy it right now. Poker scissor. All right. I was never put in one when I was new. You were never put onto the giveaway slab? When did you place your brand new guy order? Are you sure? Let's see. Cameron, Ann, Michael, Ever, Carlos, Austin, Harry, Christopher, Eric. When did you place your first time order? Do you remember? Was it a really small order? Maybe that was the reason. Pokemon Market going crazy this weekend. Yeah, I sold a couple cards, I guess. Give me a number, guys. Brandon picked 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, good. Thank you, Brandon. Appreciate it. Hey, me too, says Night Owl. Oh, let me get that for you, Night Owl. That working? Good. So we went through 2 Marvel packs. Should we do 3? We could do 3. All right. Chris Gonzalez, we can take care of you. When did you place your order? Today, yesterday? Not today, obviously. All right, I think that's going to be the back of the pack. So this is the front of the pack. Marvel is hot right now, is it? Here's Edwin Delcid. All right, Edwin. Well, I'm just happy to have something that makes you happy. Hercules. Whoa. He placed about 5 to 8 days ago. Okay, so you should definitely be on that list then. Yeah, we'll get you in there. Chris Gonzalez. Might have just forgot to do it. Doom is coming out very soon. Doom is coming out. You mean like the video game Doom? Carlos Chavez. Well, you're in luck. So, Edwin, you missed out on America Chavez, which I think Carlos is happy to pull because she's a waifu. But he did not pull a refractor or whatever it is at the back of the pack. So it's kind of like you got this pack a little bit cheaper because you still get to hit the good card at the end of it. How nice is that? CC collects his smiling. All right. I know you like to collect those waifu cards. There's a lot of waifus in the Marvel set, that's for sure. One thing about superheroes, there's a lot of sexy ladies in the superheroes. Wonder Woman, Batgirl, Mary Jane. Here's a Rocky Raccoon. So these are all Edwin, yeah. So here you go. Let's just flip these over now. We don't got to go so slow. Angel. Wow. Doctor Doom. Oh, Doctor Doom. Okay, cool. Think he'll flop or do you think he'll do well? Captain America. All right. There's a new Christopher Nolan movie coming out featuring the Odyssey or something like that. Ooh, wow, that looks great, man. What do you guys think of this? Doesn't this look amazing? Cool. So that's 2 rounds of this going off quite quickly. Do you guys want a 3rd round or should we stop now? All right, that's going into your bag, Mr. Edwin Delcid. I will say this, we haven't hit a numbered card, so I feel like if we keep going, that's a good, good risk that we might want to take. Make it a gym break. We could. All right, so we'll save these energy cards for a new round. And let me grab another one. Okay. The Chrome Disney was a good set. Yeah, we did kind of sell out of Chrome Disney too, didn't we? Actually, did we sell out of it or do I have a pack left? There we go. Chris Gonzalez, you're going on for spot number 16. Chris Gonzalez. All right, there you go, Mr. Chris, right there. Chris Gonzalez, number 16. So you're taken care of now. I still have that Disney anniversary pack, so I've still got them. I've still got them. All right, so what now? Edwin Delcid keeping us a little bit busy tonight. Here's Mr. Edwin. He says $48 Marvel. Whoa. All right, 3 of these. Edwin's in for 3 spots if anyone wants to join him. All right. Edwin. Back when Disney was good. Yeah. Times have changed. I thought that Nessa sold. This one's for sale. Doesn't have a name on the back. Somebody's trying to buy it. That's why they had me look it up to see if it was still there. Offer received. All right, let's see this offer, everybody. I have this really nice scissor, and I have it listed for 500, but they want to buy it for me from 350. Hell no, bro. Let me go cancel the offer. Whoa, I have a bunch of these. Auto decline. Decline. All right, there we go. He's a cool card. I'd rather just hold him. How many slabs do I have in here now? It doesn't say on the computer. I bet it says in the app. All right, let me close this now. I don't need this open. And let's hit refresh on this. And let's hit refresh on this. I think that Nessa is underpriced. That's from Lost Origin. Nessa from 2022, TG27. I'm curious. TG27, Nessa. You know, it's got those dots on it, which usually means it was priced a while back. Yeah. The price on it is now $81. That's the cheapest buy now on it right there. So it's actually about $11 more expensive. I mean, it's not a huge change, but it's kind of significant enough. We're going to bump this up to 80, which actually still makes us cheaper than eBay because there's no taxes and we're cheaper by $1. I think there's one in the Waifu Shuffle that's really cheap. That was from April 15th was when it was last had a picture taken. We have Isaac Thomas. He says, get me in the Marvel split. Okay, Isaac Thomas is going back in. We need 2 people in the Marvel pack. Tonight, we've been selling some Marvel packs. Okay. Good. Very nice. Time to reprice this Pikachu, too. You guys ready for this? All right, let's get this Pikachu up. Told you they would sell. You talking about the Marvel cards? So this is going to say Trick Pikachu. Trick Pikachu. So this is the Cosmic Hollow version. And the cheapest Cosmic Hollow Pikachu now costs $200. Unfreaking believable. So we're seeing the Gengar hit 250 and the Pikachu is hitting 200. Maybe I should just list this on eBay right now because I'm not sure you guys are going to, I'm not sure you guys are going to buy this. I already handed out a ton of those, through the breaks and all that. So I don't even think you guys need one. Here's Mr. Edwin Delcid. He also purchased 3 more spots. Is that right? So here's the deal. Edwin has bought 6 total spots. What I'm going to do, Mr. Edwin, I think what I'm going to do, you're just going to get this pack. Isaac, you're going to go into the next pack. You're also allowed to decline the next pack. You don't have to do that. I'm just going to give this whole pack to Edwin and say he bought it. Just make things simple, you know? All right. Edwin bought 6 spots in here. I think he realized he'd like to buy the whole pack. All right. You were asking what break, and I said Marvel or Star Wars Topps Chrome. Oh, and I was thinking, oh yeah, I have some Marvel. Ready? Here goes. What do we have here? Oh, that is in fact going to be a numbered card. It's Silk out of 399, though. Not a super rare one. It's still numbered, but not a super rare one. All right, and then we have a Vision. Let's go ahead and sleeve these all up. Okay. Who are you calling Trickachew? He's just a trick. Here's Mantis. All right, Mantis. We've definitely seen some really big cards in this packs before. It's coming out of a hobby box, if you guys didn't know that. We used to sell these pretty fast for a little while, and then they just slowed down, and I just kind of put them away. Scarlet Witch. And Doctor Doom. Oh, I guess Doctor Doom's kind of a good one right now, huh? Maybe pull a numbered Doctor Doom. All right. There you go, Doctor Doom. Now, that was pack number 3. You want me to grab pack number 4? Here's the deal. Maybe a better numbered one is hiding in the next pack, because this numbered one wasn't a very crazy pull. It was kind of a standard pull. All right. There it is. Chrome, Topps Chrome. I guess I'll save these here. Isaac, if you want out of it, that's fine, but you never know what's in the next pack. It's possible it's a good one. I'm going to head over to the Slabs channel, the old All Slabs channel, up to April 15th, I guess. Give me a second here. Here it is. Nessa is now $80. So we're just going to update that. That card was getting pretty old, huh? We have an order of Carlos Chaveras, Marvel Break. All right, Carlos. Carlos is in the next round as well. Good. Keep me in, says Mr. Isaac. All right, Carlos is joining you. So we need about 4 more spots to fill, everybody. So that's been the fast-moving thing tonight, is this Topps Chrome set. I'm keeping those Edwin cards nearby in case you jump into a new round, Mr. Edwin. I don't know how deep your pockets run. Wow, $200 for that Cosmic Pikachu. It really does make me want to go ahead and list it online to have it dual listed, because if it sells for $200 on eBay, that's perfectly fine with me. Same with this bad boy. Look at this. So apparently he's $250. What do you guys think? You think this is one that needs to be listed online? I feel like he should be. Let's see. Do we have a, what is all this crap? Is this a promo? This is a promo, but it's like bent. I'll just throw it away. God, dude. Do you guys think there's any point to me even having sports cards on the menu? Why do we keep sport cards on the menu at this point? Ooh, that's nice. Doesn't that look nice? Let's see if we can do this too. Let's see, watch. Gengar, 275. What's his last sold now? I'd rather move more waifu sets than sports. All right, let's see about this. So let's climb into eBay real fast. We've done this before where we're live, and I listed a card live. Let's try listing this live. So we'll say tag 10 Gengar Trick or Trade 2024, number 57, number 057. All right, good. And now we're going to continue. Was this card professionally graded? It was PSA, yes. The grade was, oh wait, no, it's tag, right? Oops. Where's tag? You got to scroll down for tag. Here it is. Grade was 10 and continue. There we go. Offer received. Some guy's really trying to get this card. All right. Instead of that, can we just take the photo immediately? Let's see. Okay, picture number 1. Picture number 2. I like to try and show off how nice it looks. All right, there we go. So lots of pictures. You like the background? All right. Item specifics. The game shall be Pokemon. Description. Use AI description. Pricing. So we're going to go 249. All right. And then shipping shall be free. All right. So that gives us control over making sure that we're cheaper than the next guy. List your item. There you go. So you guys just watched an item get listed on eBay. Was that boring? So I guess the next thing I'd like to do, let's put this mat away. It'll still be the cheapest. You should do 269. So you really think the price on it has moved up that much? I don't even know if I'm that competitive. I'm going to offer you $1, says Aovic. Yeah. All right, let's put this over here. And what I'm going to do is in this corner, we're going to just draw this E right here for eBay. So this is an item on eBay now. $1 redo. I don't want a dollar redo. All right, let's take a look at the queue now. Looks like the queue is the queue is empty anyways. So that was a good time to take a moment and list that Gengar. What do you guys think of that background? Do you think that background contributed, or do you think it just didn't matter that much? I'm tempted to list this one too. I mean, it's $200 now. That's ridiculous. Let's see what the offer was on this card. So they're offering $400 now. I'm actually just going to go in and decline that too. This is going to be declined. Yes. I basically think that the scissor is a very easy hold. He's like pop 2 or some crazy thing, right? All right. I don't know what he is now. He might be like pop 4 or something by now. All right. It's 4:07 a.m. in the morning, and we got no orders in queue. We got 2 people in this Marvel pack. 4 spots remain, $16 buy-in. We're rotating the slabs. We're done with the A slabs. We're ready to move on to the next box. Here's Professor Oak. He's a 9. That's a 9. We got any other 9s on the table? Get a picture of these 9s real fast. That's a 9. Okay. Put this back here like that. It's PokeRev trying to get the slab. Grr, that's my slab, PokeRev. Here's this Mega Streisand card. All right, so there we have it. We got a couple 9s. So what's the best 9 in the pile, do you think? Gosh, I'd say the Rainbow Professor Oak's the best one. Then this guy here, and then these 2 are the stinkiest. So let's take a picture of these 9s, get them off the table. Increase the scissor. I can do that. So I can pull them down and increase them. I don't think that's necessary. I think he's probably correct as he is. Oh my God, how many tabs did I have open? Jesus Christ, dude. All right, let me go ahead and take a picture of this for the 9s channel. 9s and lower, right? Picture time. Can you believe tomorrow is already Monday? Jesus. How's the time moving by so fast? I feel like I barely get a chance to breathe. I can't breathe. I was watching some videos today. I watched a Tucker Carlson interview with what's her name, Megan Kelly or something like that. It's so self-righteous. You guys ever watch those guys at this point? They're all like they're like anti-Trump now or something like that. And they sound so like they're sniffing their own farts at this point. I don't know what it is. There's a certain tone in their voice, like reprimanding or like holier than thou, or and they're trying very hard at the same time to sound humble and smart, but that's all part of the game. It's like part of the strategy. It's so crazy, man. It's so crazy to listen to. But I sat through it. Did you get any GameStop Gengar promos? No, I didn't buy any of those. I thought they were really I don't know. I guess I missed out on them because they went up a bunch in price, but I thought that they looked kind of ugly. But also, I'm just not excited for that GameStop logo. The GameStop logo is not a selling point for me, any more than like there's like those Toys R Us Charmanders. You know what those are? That's not a selling point for me either. So I didn't buy any of those ever. I like McDonald's though. It is. Look at this. Riftbound and Riftbound. So those are new. Perfect Order Nikkei Celebrations Yu-Gi-Oh! Rarity V is selling very well. Now that the English version of Phantasmal has gone up, I wonder if this will sell better. The Korean version of Phantasmal Flames, probably some Megazards in there. Might be two in the case because there's 30 boxes in a case. This has gotten cheaper, still not selling. OP15 not selling at $5 a pack. Oh yeah, the Naruto's. We got to host a pack break on that, a gym break. Here's Magic the Gathering Ninja Turtles. This one's been selling real fast. Same with this guy right here, top seller on the channel, number one. You guys are all trying to pull a Pikachu Gengar. I don't blame you. It's a really expensive card now. Here's Final Fantasy Dreamlike Oceans. This just arrived too. That's a pretty new set. Nikkei First Edition, still hot. We got Mega. It's just sold out. I can't remember. Did we sell out of this? And then here's Harry Potter. We might be sold out of sealed boxes of the Mega Dream. I think 6 might have taken the last sealed box of it. Look at that. So these two right here. Oh, here we go. We got one more offer on it. Are we going to get, is it going to be like $50 beneath it? Oh, man. He's just offer, offer, offer. It's because the mangas are whatever in OP15. I think I might. Oh, no, I'm not going to do that. You know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to ignore the offer. Who cares? Who cares? All right. Anti-Trump after you help him get elected twice, clowns. It's because the mangas or whatever in OP15. I see what you're saying. So it's a part of the story that's not as exciting. Celebrations, we almost sold out of that. That's kind of new. We added that back to the menu the other day. Didn't we add something else back to the menu? Let's go ahead and pop these in here. When they offer too low, 100% ignore them and let them wait. Well, I keep responding to his offer. I'm just going to not answer his offer anymore. All right. Here's the 420 Oddish. Here's Abra 7th. Here's our beautiful Lord and Savior, Shining Tyranitar. Here's Klauf, the delicious crab. Magui, which is supposed to be Makai, which probably ought to just be sent to CGC to get the pristine upgrade, like the re-slabbing. But I don't want to. I'm going to put this in the giveaway. I'm putting that in the giveaway pile. That's a giveaway card for sure. This nice Dragapult, which is surprisingly now $150. This beautiful Slow King, but he's a consignment slab. And Zakura, which is My Little Pony on eBay, huh? Cool. Any consignment slabs need to hit the table? No, I think we've got them all. Unless you guys got one for me that you want me to add. That Final Fantasy is $5.50 a pack. Yeah, that's called Dreamlike Oceans. That's the latest Final Fantasy set. There's apparently some big signature card in there that's really desirable. What are we missing on the table? We got a lightning break, and it's actually got someone in it. Here it is, the Kingler Expedition. It's a 1 in 8. That's a vintage Expedition Kingler reverse holo. Very cheap. Look up the PSA 10 price of that card. It's super expensive. Here we have an order from Savannah. So, all right, let's go take a look at that. All right, Mr. Savannah 3 Ascended. Yes. What do we got? Let me go grab some fresh Ascended. I'll be back, guys. All right, here we are. Possible that these get more expensive over time. Okay, so this is coming from a freshly sealed case, by the way. Although we've been working on we've been working on it though, but my point is that these aren't just like loose packs off the interwebs. We sourced these really well. All right. Tossing that. We go 1, 2, tossing that, and 3. All right. Food. Okay. Ready? 3 send it, everybody. This is a big order, actually. This is a $55 order, if you can believe it. $55 order. All right. Snipping this. Snipping this. Very good. Wow, we're down to 40 viewers. Everybody's going to bed. Slow Sunday stream. Sunday was always one of our slower streams too. Tuesday and Sundays. That was the reason why we chose Sunday as an off day, because I always knew the Sundays were a little bit slower. We've got Zekrom and Okie Dogie. Make sure to leave a like. There we go. Savannarith. Wow. Just really tough, man. Ascended Heroes is not for the faint of heart. That's cool, man. I like that. The Erica's Tingala. All right, rough round, man. If anyone pulls, by the way, if anyone pulls the Gengar or whatever, they're going to be immortalized. We're going to give them a video for it. You're going to get a video on our channel, which I think is kind of a cool thing. You get bragging rights. You're going to the Hall of Fame. We got a Hall of Fame channel in Discord now. So if you can pull the Gengar out of this set, you go into the Hall of Fame at this point. Thank you, Mr. Savannah. So who's next? We have an order from Joey Albrecht. Yeah, seems tough. It's tough as hell, man. Have you had any drama with your crazy neighbor since the drama with the Lexus? No, it turned out it was a guy 2 houses down who I've never talked to before, and apparently he was super drunk when it happened. So after that happened, I went to the neighbor who I thought did it, and I rang on their Ring doorbell, and it said, "Leave a message." I was like, "Hey, bro, you gotta come talk to me because I don't like what you did." Anyways, he eventually came to the house, and I stepped out. We started talking, and he's like, that wasn't me. He said, "That's the crazy guy right next to me." I was like, "Oh, yeah, it was some crazy guy. I've never talked to him before. He's never talked to me." 2 Final Fantasy Dream. So this is for Joey Albrecht. 2 Final Fantasy Dream. Yeah, he came over and he cussed Alexis out for who knows what reason. And it's so weird. It just doesn't make any sense to me. 2 Chinese, 151. Mister, have you had any drama? Let me go grab this. I like having little drama in life. Low drama. Oh, right. I moved these, didn't I? I was wondering why I didn't see them. They got moved over here, I believe, with the other Chinesian cards. Here they are. Oh, no, no. You said Chinese 151. Why was I thinking of Chinese All Stars? So, surprise 151, I assume? Cussed out Alexis out. What the F did she do? She literally did nothing. She's as quiet as a ghost. She doesn't talk to anybody. She doesn't do anything weird. You know, here we are. He was just mad one day. He's like, "You can't drive down here. It's a private road," or something like that. It's like, bro, she comes to my house. I'm on the private road. Mister needs to invite the prune juice lady. Some guys are effed up. Well, he was apparently drinking and driving, and an ambulance came and picked him up like 2 or 3 nights later. Did you know that? So, like a couple nights after that event, ambulance came by and picked him up. He's apparently like a raging alcoholic. All right, here goes Joey Albrecht. Snip of this. Okay. Wow, that's crazy. So drunk, angry dude. Snipping that. Snipping these. All right. Throwing that away. What do we got? Here's Flareon and Metapod and Angel, and Kadaj. What? What are you talking about, Kadaj? Thank you very much. Nothing crazy popping out, though. Do you like how fast that pack sold, the Epstein pack? If you guys ever want to sell some stuff over here, you can mail something in and we'll sell it on consignment. We do 75% store credit. If you want cash, we do 70%, okay? So 70% cash, 75% store credit. You can mail something in and we'll get rid of it for you. That's if it sells. You know, if you sell me like a PSA 5 energy card and it's got a crack in the slab, that might not sell. I believe it. Sadly, we have a lot of those kind of people in my city. Yeah. I'm very lucky. I never got hooked on alcohol. It just doesn't make me feel good. So I'm a kind of guy who I do get addicted to things, but alcohol is not one of them. So I'm happy for that. I know alcohol is pretty bad for your liver. Heavens knows I don't need anything like that in my life. I'm probably unhealthy enough, not working out enough, eating too much junk food. So just imagine if on top of that I drank and smoked. That'd be terrible. Does Tag grade those Marvel cards? Yeah, they do actually. But unfortunately, we no longer offer tag grading. Tag grading is closed for now. They made it sound like they're going to make it available again, but I have a very strong suspicion that tag when they open back up, they're going to increase the price on middleman grading because they were giving out kind of a nice deal to middleman graders. And I was one of those guys getting that nice deal. And anyways, so now that their product seems more desirable, they raised their price a bunch for normal people. 30%, mister. You're pretty greedy. I guess so. But hey, think about this. You don't have to sell the card. I'll sell it for you. You don't have to ship the card. I'll ship it for you. You know what I mean? To the buyer. And it's just a nice thing. You actually get a 75% cut if you do store credit. So it's better if you're doing store credit. So anyways, eBay takes 30. I'm sorry, eBay takes 13. So if you want a better deal, just use eBay. But some people don't mind sending their cards in. We've received a lot of consignment over time. We are. Some people don't want to do eBay. They just want their cards put up on the table and turned into store credit. Look at that. Ooh. Mr. is the modern Robin Hood. That's right. I take from the poor and give to the greedy. Look at these beautiful slabs. So these are from the next box, the Elemental P box. Ooh. All right. eBay. Yeah, eBay. I like eBay. So if you want to optimize how much money you make, just sell it on eBay. Nothing wrong with that. You'd be surprised though. A lot of people seem to enjoy the consignment feature that we have, and there are people who have slab aways with me, and they just want to have their card turn into a payment towards slab away. There's people who want to do they want to turn their card into cash because it's hard to sell on eBay. Like, here's some interesting stuff, right? Like, if you take your card and you actually list it up on eBay, it might actually not sell for a long time, but I have the ability to turn it into a break. Another thing is if you put it up on eBay and you turn it into an auction, it might sell quickly, but it's going to sell for way worse than 30% off. You know what I mean? Could sell for like half the price, especially if it's an odd card. So notably, when people do send in some slabware, or when people do send in some cards to sell on commission, they do tend to send stuff that's a bit odd. That's one of the things I've noticed. They're not sending me their Charizards. And if you are sending in something like a Charizard, we could talk about maybe a better consignment rate, because that's how the regular consign companies do it. They give you a better rate on expensive cards. Here's Joey Smith. He says one triplet beat. Wow, triplet beat's only $6. I'm so surprised this doesn't sell all day because this is the set with that super expensive magic carp in it. We are? All right. Let's see. We're snipping this. Very nice. Tossing that over there. All right, what we got? Here's a cold one. That's not a magic carp. We'll set this over here. All right. We're tossing this. Very good. All right. It's 4:24 a.m. and the queue is open. If you guys want to have any fun, send in an order. In a hype market, auctions ain't a bad idea either, I believe. Yeah, I mean, if you're selling Charizard, you might get pretty close to the buy it now price if you put it in auction. But the truth is, if you took a card like this Iona 9.5, and you put this into auction, it's going to sell for like $5. So that's what I'm saying. Like, you know, you could put it up as buy it now on eBay and it might not sell then either, surprisingly. Just depends. So you might have some cards that are really good over here on the table, and it's just up to you. Like I said, if you have a card that's super liquid and it's super expensive, we can talk about a different consign rate. A lot of the times what people sell me is stuff that's hard to sell. Yo, mister, do you remember your first card from when I was a kid? I don't remember that. But when I got back into collecting, my first card was probably the Detective Pikachu set that Miss Mary purchased for me. She bought it for me. Here's Slowpoke. She was being my sugar mommy. Here's Coughing, and here's look at that Raikou, man. That's nice. Hypno was the first card that I bought for myself at that time, though, right? All right, let's see. So over here, we're gonna hit refresh. We have no wait time on orders right now. If you like to place an order, we do have a Chris Gonzalez order, and he says one more live custom. All right, taking another shot of the live customs. Now you got to be careful with these live customs, Chris, because these get cold really fast, and when they're hot, but they can eat your wallet up pretty fast. Those Detective Pikachu boxes go for money. Yeah, they do now. Back then, they were hard to sell. People didn't want them. They were so goofy. Ah, still cold, unfortunately. All right, Chris Gonzalez, still cold. One Nidoran popping out. I'm sorry, man. Yeah, they probably go for a ton of money today. The Detective Pikachu stuff is so weird. Did you guys catch this Sylveon VMAX break is up to 8 out of 24. We also have the Jungle Pack break. Are there two people in here now? I can't remember. There might be two people in here now. That's the Jungle Pack break. Very nice. Let's see. So we got four people in the Marvel break and two people in here, I'm pretty sure. Unless I'm going crazy and I'm remembering it wrong. This Coughing could go up into the wouldn't that be nice in the live customs? Let's see, how many would that be? One, two, three, four. One, two, three, four, one. Ooh. Coughing up in the live. I gotta collect Coughing. You know why? Because I'm always coughing. That should be my favorite Pokemon is Coughing. I'm coughing all the time. I do like Coughing and Wheezing. They're cool. They remind me of Team Rocket. There it is. I recently acquired this card just to get it sold. This. All right. We got all these. Ready? Did any of your childhood cards grade out well? Man, sadly, so I was a rabid Pokemon card collector when I was younger. I collected longer than just about anyone on my street, and I actually did really well. I managed to kind of trade everyone out of their best cards. So I got a really good collection going on. I had these big fat binders full of bulk, and I had little binders full of the chase cards, right? And so it was an expensive collection. In fact, today I don't want to think about what it would have been worth today. It would have been absurdly expensive now, probably like $10,000, $20,000. When I left home, I didn't take them with me. So I kind of ran away from home and I didn't take them with me. And so my family, instead of returning them to me, they sold them off and kept the money because that's how they are. We are. That's how they are. They're cool with that. They're like, yeah, that's cool. We'll just sell his cards and keep it. Probably one of my siblings. I don't know if my mom directly would have had a hand in that. That's how your siblings are in a big family. They're like, ooh, they're like vultures. They're like, ooh, we can get some money off of this guy now. Yeah, they're like vultures, man. Anyway, so I never received those cards back, and I'm sure someone in my family made a couple $100, and it's like a $10,000 Pokemon card collection. So my childhood cards are out there in the ether in the Pokemon diaspora, floating around, and I'll never know which are which. But what I do know is they wouldn't have thrown them away, so at least they still exist. I guess that's kind of a nice thought in a way. Eddie Morales, one triplet beat. They're still out there. They just graduated. The Minecraft box is like 160. What the fuck? Oh, the one that did you pull a Minecraft box? Is that why you're saying that? It's kind of cool, right? I got kicked out and they sold my $3,000 shoe collection. Oh no, dude, that doesn't sound good either. One cold one for Mr. Eddie Morales. Triple beat. One triple beat magic card pack, please. Please. Not this time. I'm sorry, man. All right, let's jump over here. So after that Chris order, we end up with a nice Tammy order. Tammy says she wants 5 Riftbound Unleashed. Okay. So Tammy, I'm glad you're here sniffing about these because I wonder if there's a nice hit in this box that hasn't been pulled. So there's 5. She wants 2 of the Ascended Heroes. Okay, I believe I have those right here, actually. All right. Have you ever done a break for Moonbryon? Oh yeah, we did several Moonbryon breaks in the past. I got criticized too because I added a hefty premium to the breaks, but despite the criticism, they just exploded. They went off super fast. But back then, Umbreon was only like a $700 card or $800 card. It was under 1,000, so it was a pretty big break, but it was possible to host it. Couldn't host it now; it's too large. I mean, I could, but it'd have to be a mega break, and it would last a while. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, Tammy. Tammy, this is good that you followed up on these because I don't know how their booster boxes work, but if the booster boxes have like 1 guaranteed hit per box, now you're going to go pick it up probably. Each box has a couple packs left, though. Good luck, Tammy. Miss Tammy. How are you tonight, Tammy? What do we got here? We've got Reshiram Pikachu. That's a hit. All right. We had Baron in the last round, so there should be one more hit. Oh, okay. Togekiss. If I send for shipping, do I need to send more since I have the Minecraft box and the Naruto tin? Ooh, yeah, that's a great question. So those need to be shipped out for an additional amount of $15. Now, I think I can combine I think I can combine ship those. The real question is, what do I do about your bag? I kind of don't want your bag floating around with those, but I guess we could. How many slabs do you have? Do you know? So I can gauge the. Oh, you probably have a bunch of slabs, don't you? You got a bunch of slabs. Here, let's put this here. Wow, who hit the Baron? I hit the Baron. It was the Alt Art Baron. Oh, nice. Here. You got about 25 slabs. Oh, that's a big shipment. Okay. So here's what I'm proposing. You send in $9 to ship your standard stuff. That'll be all your slabs. The booster boxes ship separately for $15. So that's what I'm proposing. Keep them separate. We don't want them scratching each other. We don't want them banging around. That's what I'm proposing. I think it's, we probably could find a setup where we ship them all together, but 2 separate labels and 2 separate packages, I think it's just a nicer thing. Like the Naruto tin, for example, is made out of metal. So you don't want that like hitting your slabs. All right, here we go. Here goes. Was it expensive, Tammy? Did you get an expensive pull and I didn't even know it? Oh, here we go. Seal of Focus and Fizz. All right, Seal of Focus and Fizz. Wait, Fizz is maybe just a standard pull. It's not too expensive. Here's Arise. You will be called Lord Vader. All right, here's Thwonk, Rumble, Steric's Gauge. Steric, not to be confused with Derek. All right. And here we have, boy, we just got 40 people watching, man. We got a small group now. Here's Draven Audacious. It's like $30 Baron. $30? And Purifier and Jana. All right, cool. Oh, thought that was one of the bigger chases in the set. There we go. Draven's one of my favorites. All right, putting this here. That's definitely a lighter Sunday, huh? Now, over here we've got Grim Apothecary, Headless Resurrection. Headless Resurrection. Here's LeBlanc, Pride Stalker, and Curtain Call. All right, Curtain Call. Here's League of Legends' is ass. Spirit Queen, Maduli the Gatekeeper. Javier kept getting ganked and then he just got mad at it. He's like, I'm out of here. I'm not playing this damn game. Where's the jungler? Gank, gank, gank. Here's a Piltover Enforcer. All right, Piltover Enforcer. That's like the girl from the cover of the box. And last but not least, Black Rose, Lilia, and Green Faja, and Ordor Rune. Whoa. League is very ass, but I'm so addicted to it. There we go. Well, we have a bunch of this Unleashed packs. They just released. They just came out like a day or two ago, maybe like 3 or 4 days ago. So the set just came out, and we got a whole bunch of it. If you want some of them, they're $7 a pack. Here they are. Ta-da! Faza is dead. Faja. Faja, it's dead. Oh, father. All right, you got a couple textured cards, but I don't really understand how value works with these cards yet, Tammy. Anything crazy popping out here? I'd like for a crazy $500 card to pop out. The Ascended Heroes gave you Pikachu, which is, it's not nothing. I mean, the Pikachu, if he grades 10, it's kind of a big deal. Popping this here. Okay. All right. And we'll put these into a different bag. Ascended Chew. It's Ascended Chew. The Topps Chrome Marvel pack went off 3 times tonight. That's round number 4. We have 2 people in here. We need 4 to join. $16 per spot. They're top quality premium Marvel cards with the chance for numbered ones and probably other stuff. All right, now we have a Chris Gonzalez order, and he says 2 Pokey Shuffles. All right, Chris Gonzalez, are you ready, Chris? Good luck, Chris. These are a lot more fun when you're hitting hits, aren't they? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. When you're hitting jackpots. 2 cold ones. All right. Darn. Tell you what. So I think you've had a couple cold ones in a row now. You're going to get a free spot in the second chance break. Have you heard of that? This is called the second chance break. And the only way to get in there is to have a couple rounds of bad luck. So you just had that. Here it is. Second chance. In you go. Okay. This will be $100 slab. And now you have a chance to pull it. We'll know who pulls it at the end of the month. That's when it goes off. Okay. It goes off at the end of the month. Here's Hydrapple Gym Break. Here's Hi, Kevin. Here's Darkrai. Oh, I think it's time to start taking pictures of these cards and getting them off the table soon. Thanks, you're a real one. No problem, man. We actually just added that to the store, the second chance break for people who get very tough luck. All right. Here's an order from Isaac Thomas. Kevin O'Leary's proposed data center in Utah will require 9 gigawatts of energy to function when fully built, doubling Utah's current energy usage for the entire state. Yep. Why do you think people don't want it? Here's Isaac Thomas, 1 live custom. Yep. And also, they take like 5 million gallons of water per day to keep it cool. What do you think of that? 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. So that's Isaac. Oh, it's also cold. Wow. Tough rounds in the live custom. Sorry, Mr. Isaac. I can't wait. If you could just, oh, I don't know, build a big, ugly data center in our backyard so that is super, super ugly and it makes tons of noise. And if it could just use all the water and double the cost of electricity and emit a bunch of toxic fumes, finally we can experience AI taking all our jobs from us. It'll be great. Here's Joseph Smith, one triplet beat. The water is reused for drinking water. Yeah, I know. That's like one of the unknowns. Like, is it totally safe? Is there anything wrong with the water afterwards? I need like guarantees because obviously no one trusts billionaire corporations to take care of their health. Like the trust level in America must be just about zero, you know? The only thing I trust corporations want to do is make a ton of money at any cost. But I do not believe that they want to take care of our health. They do not want to take care of the environment. They don't give a crap. They would be just happy enough to poison the air. They don't care. Data center water. Just because of your generosity, I'm going to buy 2 more souffles. 2 more souffles it is. All right, Chris Gonzalez, he says, click 2 of the Pokey Shuffles and a 151 surprise. All right, good luck. Okay. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. 2 cold ones. Oh man. Those Pokey Shuffles be wildin'. Now the 151 pack. This could be the pack that has Pikachu Gengar in it. It probably won't be, but it is possible. Could happen. Could be this next pack. Just takes one pack actually. Somewhere along the way, the next pack is the Pikachu Gengar. Oh, nice. A shiny Pidgey coming out. That's a hit. So that's a hit out of the set. Yeah, the whole data center thing is a big deal, I guess. I feel like we need more education about what exactly is a data center, how will it improve our lives, like I feel like they need to do a better job pitching the data center to the community so that people don't feel like they're just getting bent over a barrel by billionaire tech oligopolies, Here you go, Mr. Chris. Tech oligopolies that have enough money to pay off the mayor and the judge and the city council and the aldermans and virtually anyone they want to build their AI machine. There's such a low trust with corporate America that Americans just do not trust corporations at all. All right. Very good. An American corporation would never hurt an American citizen. They care. Here's Carlos Chavez. 3 Pokey Shuffles. You're taking a shot as well, I see. All right. What if they pay you $500 a month? Any movement on orders at PSA? No. PSA is not getting our stuff done. I sent them that email. They haven't responded. I'm sure they're getting a lot of emails like that. 3 cold ones. That sucks. Look, Chris, you're not alone. Mr. Carlos just got 3 cold ones himself. Oof. All right. That's too bad. All right. Yeah, it's interesting stuff. Another video I watched tonight, I watched 2 other videos. I watched Trump give an interview. It was like 40 minutes long. He just said all the same stuff he usually says. And I watched actually an interview I don't normally watch. I watched an interview on 60 Minutes, and it was Benjamin Net and Yahoo. So I listened to his perspective on the war and all that stuff. It was pretty interesting. He's a good politician. He said all the things he needs to say. He gave his side of the argument. All right. Did you guys know we got some breaks running? Take a look at this. Ooh, ow. One Piece, 41 out of 32. Ooh. This has 8 people in it so far. Don't miss it. It's an incredible break, and we don't host this very often. It's a big break. One person's going to walk away with a really big snipe. Also, this is the new Star Break box break. It's a big one. Final Fantasy Soldiers Return 41 and 12. Yes, you can pull this beautiful Tifa card out of here. If you're lucky, you get the full art. Now, I don't know if you'll get the full art out of here, but even if you don't get the full art, there's the non-holo, which is totally gradable, and the regular holo, which is super gradable. It's probably really expensive. So, and besides that, it's got multiple versions of Cloud and Sephiroth in that set too. It's a really good set. It's like a Final Fantasy VII set. Very good. All right. And then also, look at this. I can get you a whole box of Adventure Time Card Wars for $80. Now, if I were selling another box of these, I'd sell it for $160, not $80. Why? Well, because this one got sold back to me twice, and each time it got sold back to me, the price reduced. So now my price is just based off of that. So you could buy this whole box of Card Wars for $80. We can host a gym break on it, whatever you want. Just showing you guys some cool stuff. All right. Let's see. Yeah, if I was paid $500 a month by the data center, I think an argument like that could definitely, you're basically, you're basically, you know, greasing some palms, you know. Hey, let us build this. There you go. All right. Put that over there. I'm deep in the shuffles. Yeah. The shuffles will take your soul. You'll go really deep in them, and the next guy will place an order, and you just pull all hits out all night. That's exactly how they work. Hey, what's up, Mr. Troy? How are you tonight? Throw that away. Pulling this out. Okay, so these are the lovely Inferno X Korean packs that give you a chance for the Mega Charizard, the super popular one. Have you guys ever considered the Korean version of the cards are always so well printed that they might have a better shot at getting black labels? Have you ever been offered a cash advance on eBay? A cash advance on eBay. What exactly does that mean? I don't know what that means. Yeah. All right. Let's see. Aha. Yeah. Snipping this. Okay. I know. No, I bet if they offered every resident $50 a month, it would be built with support. Yeah. That's a fascinating kind of concept or principle. $50 is not very much, right? But I think it kind of talks about how the majority of people never really make that much money. And so there's like this pyramid thing that occurs. I think it occurs naturally. I don't think it's like a tricky societal thing. Like we just came out of a capitalist society over the last 100 years or so, however long it's been. And you still have this pyramid like distribution of wealth with a little bit of people at the top making an enormous amount. And then there's the triangle beneath it, beneath it, beneath it. And at the bottom, you get this huge distribution of people who are not, they're sort of living maybe more like paycheck to paycheck, and they're not really saving up for retirement. They're not able to buy all the things that they want to buy. And there must be some sort of, I think that there's some sort of rule in nature to that. I don't know what it is. I don't know why that occurs. I bet AI, I bet you this is an academic topic. I bet if we talk to it but into AI would have something to say about that. Let me see. Let's see. I'd love for you to elaborate on something that I've observed in real life. Basically, I've noticed over time that in a group of people, perhaps a society, perhaps a civilization, notably, there's always a couple people at the top who make a ton of money. And then there's the row beneath them. You might call them upper middle class. They make good money. And then there's a row beneath them, just the typical middle class. And then there's a row beneath the middle class what you would call maybe people living in poverty. And it forms kind of like a pyramid. What is up with that? Why do societies seem to always distribute themselves like that? There's always these people who eventually gain control of society. It's always a really small group. And then there's always a ton of people beneath them, like serfs. How does that occur? Is it a genetic component? Is it DNA? Is it just, a game always emerges and there's just a few winners of the game? Is there scientific explanations for this? Is there an academic term for it? I'd love for you to elaborate. Thank you. All right, so there's a little transcript for our little AI to talk to us with. Here we are. Here's Heatran. Here's the Dene. You guys ready for the response? AI is going to answer all the questions. We're basically asking a socioeconomic question here, guys, and we're about to learn a little bit in socioeconomics. What you're describing is one of the most persistent patterns in human civilization: hierarchical distribution of power, wealth, and status. It appears across tribes, kingdoms, capitalist economies, communist states, corporations, online communities, and even in animal societies. There are several academic frameworks that explain why this keeps emerging. A few important concepts here are economics, sociology, evolution, Pareto distribution, I've heard that before, and social stratification. The short answer is human societies naturally generate unequal distributions because small differences compounding over time, power and resources reinforcing themselves, humans competing within systems that reward some traits more than others, networks, inheritances, and institutions preserving these advantages, and large groups tend to self organize hierarchically because it's efficient. The pyramid is extremely common in nature. This is not a uniquely human pattern. You see the same structures with wolves, chimpanzees, corporate organizations, militaries, ant colonies, online creator economies, sport leagues. A tiny number of people dominate outcomes. For example, a few athletes earn all of the sponsorship money, a few YouTubers get all the views, a few companies dominate on the internet, and a few investors control a huge portion of the capital wealth. This follows a mathematical pattern called a power of law or Pareto distribution. The classic expression is 80-20. 20% of people produce 80% of the outcomes. Sometimes it's even more extreme. There you have it, guys. I want to know why this occurs, though. Humans are not equal in traits relevant to competition. There you go, guys. People differ substantially in intelligence, impulse control, aggression, social charisma, conscientiousness, risk tolerance, health, motivation, yeah, I've got a lot of motivation, creativity, and emotional regulation. Many of these traits are genetic. It's a genetic component. Some are environmental, and some is both. Twin studies consistently show many psychological traits are moderately heritable. Heritable? Heritability? So, yes, your biology matters. Wow. So interesting. I still don't understand, though, because, yeah, I still have questions about it. I'm going to go ahead and put my phone back and check for orders now. What an interesting concept. Everyone thinks that there's some kind of evil trick played on them between the wealthy and the poor. What if it's not a trick? What if it's just like literally like random DNA? Javier Arroyo, 5 Pokey Shuffles. You ready? All right. So you could almost say like money is maybe more the abstract expression of what's really a DNA difference between people. Like maybe some guy like Warren Buffett was actually just born with the right traits and very smart in the right place and time. So he gets into his position. And like he was saying, he just reinforces his position and keeps working and keeps building. And then this huge wealth gap emerges over time. All right, here goes. Javier, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But so what do you do with Warren Buffett then? Do you punish him for that? Do you draw him up by his shoestrings? Do you take all his money away and say, hey, you can't be that way? You have to be equal to us. Here's Houndoom. Because what you're really saying is your DNA is not allowed to be better. We all have to have equally competitive DNA or something like that, right? Like, hey, you're not allowed to be smarter than me. Is sort of like the short way of saying that. Hey, Warren Buffett, you're not allowed to be smarter than me or better than me at investing. Because if you are, I'm just going to use the government to take your money away. It's an interesting problem, isn't it? Because when the inequality is small, people don't mind. They're like, oh, okay, he's just a little bit wealthier. But when they own like when 1% of the population owns like half the wealth, you're like, well, this seems like a problem. You know what I mean? All right, Houndoom. How exactly do you solve a problem like that? 034. What if you could? No, I don't know. That's weird. I was gonna say, what if you could redistribute DNA? But that sounds like it does sound like eugenics ultimately, doesn't it? All right, Javier, you got a very cool card. You got the Trick or Trade Houndoom. How are we feeling on this card? Equality of outcome is also unfair. The fact that you can just ask that is crazy, says Patrick. Do you like my question that I asked AI? Friggin' rich people. Being able to ask a good question is a sign of kind of already understanding some of the answer. Equality outcome is unfair. My boy Houndoom. Keep, says Javier. Good job. That's a good one right there from 2023. Good choice. All right. In the future, we won't fight over money. We'll fight over DNA. Hey, I want that DNA. That should be mine. Joseph Smith. You already do that when you fight for a hot girlfriend. Did you know that? When you fight for a hot girlfriend, you're fighting over characteristics that are outwardly expressed by her beauty, and she gets those characteristics from her DNA. And when a girl's trying to pick a guy who's tall and smart and handsome, that's the same thing. You're actually selecting for DNA. All right, let's see. So if you got a guy and he's got all the Pokemon cards, you're like, oh, baby, look at those Charizards. That'll never happen. Wow, another cold one, actually. That's another cold pack. Joseph Smith, cold triplet beat. Basically, if you're born smart, you're smart. If you're born stupid, you're stupid. I believe that. I tried teaching some lower class people about economics, and they just don't get it. Yeah, sometimes we talk about lifting up. What is progress for all of mankind? And what if progress for mankind is just about the pursuit of rapidly spreading the smartest genes? What if that's all it is? Because we think in terms of money, we think in terms of money and houses and food and getting to take airplane trips to, I don't know, Hawaii or something. Those are all very sort of like abstract, outward expressions of what's going on underneath. And that is what's happening underneath is competence. And that competency comes from, yeah, mainly your intelligence, right? Actually, it listed a couple things: aggression control, impulse control, intelligence, emotional regulation was listed. What else was listed? Motivation. I think I get a lot of that. So for me, I get a ton of motivation. Let's see. That I don't know about intelligence, but I would rank motivation as a good one for me. I just constantly want to work, and that honestly turns into a good income. And then what did I do with my income? I just strictly invested it, and I took really big risks on the investments as well. I was like, it's going into Pokemon, baby. And that ended up playing out really well for now, unless a Pokemon card market crashes all of a sudden. Oh man, that Pikachu is expensive. But it's an interesting thought. Like, if we all started at the same point, let's say you could reset money for the entire society. So Jeff Bezos has the same amount of money now as everyone else. And you could reset age for everybody all over again as well. So everyone's the same age again, and the game starts over. Do you think at the end, Jeff Bezos, Warren Buffett, Bill Gates, these guys, Steve Jobs, and all these clever guys, do you think some of them would just end up once again being the CEO of a company? Maybe there's no stopping it. Maybe they were born to become a CEOs in their personality traits. The desire for more, the desire for the ambition, the hunger, the creativity, the competitiveness, the desire to win. Maybe that's just in them. And if you reset it and did it all over again, they would just mostly return to those same positions, maybe with less or more luck, but maybe they would just return to those positions all over again because they were always going to end up in those positions. All right, let me take a picture here. Ready? It mentions environment, but I'll say this, my environment was pretty bad. And that didn't stop me. Although maybe I would have gone further. I don't know. Maybe I would have ended up going for something like law. I think I would have enjoyed getting into law. There we go. Ooh. One of my staff was jealous of me being a boss and him being my staff, and he does more grunt work than me. So he started slacking off, and I fired him. There you go. Yeah. Well, and what he what he has to do if he wants to be the boss, he has to just go out and start his own, you know, establishment, and then finally he can be his own boss. So anyone's welcome to do that. But you know what? When you fired him, I bet you what he didn't do, I bet you he didn't say that to himself. What he probably said is, "You're a jerk. This guy sucks. He's not as good as me. I didn't deserve to get fired." He probably said all those things to his friends and his family, or maybe not. Some people are a little more honest or a little more rational. But if he was an irrational guy or an emotional guy, he probably said all those things. He probably excused himself. He probably dragged you under the bus. And that's why he never will be a business owner, because fundamentally, to be a business owner, you have to start with saying, you know, I'm responsible for everything. All of my outcomes are up to me. Even if there's this whole world out there that I can't control, I have to take what I can control and start building something, So even if you have to start from scratch, you have to do something to advance yourself. And that usually involves working extra, not being lazy. You have to work harder than everyone else. And so you can't be lazier than everyone else. You have to be harder working than everyone else, which is maybe a novel concept. Because I think some people think you just get rich from like getting lucky or inheriting something, and that's just not true. The data shows that the wealthiest people in society, they all started businesses and then just worked on that business for like 60 years. Yo, what's up? Happy Monday and hope everyone's doing well. What's up, MRBL? He was too emotional and didn't understand how the hierarchy works in a business. Yeah. You know what's interesting about that term hierarchy? We definitely understood that in my family because there was like 11 kids. So you had to learn who's above you and who's beneath you really fast. Who had the ability to get you to do something, and who's been bequeathed the power by mom or dad to hand out rules. So there was a lot of sort of like some kids being turned into lieutenants temporarily. They get to boss you around for a while, and you better do what they say or you're going to get the beat down later by mom and dad if you fail to do what you're told. So there was a lot of I guess that sort of teaches you that way of thinking. It was almost like a military, like a small military. All right, guys. Well, it is 5 a.m. in the morning, and I think I'm ready to wrap things up for the night. We could do a giveaway. Why don't we do a quick giveaway? Why don't we get one started? How about that? Maybe just something small. It wasn't too busy of a night, more of a lighter night. If it's a heavier night, we give a much more expensive giveaway. How about this Halo card? This is kind of a smaller one. I got an order, says Chris. Let me service Mr. Chris's order. I think a lot of it comes down to spending habits. Yeah, spending habits can play a role. I spent all my money on Pokemon cards. Here goes Chris Gonzalez. I spent all my money on Pokemon cards, and that has worked out. I mean, some of your money is meant to be spent for fun. Like, that's the point of earning money, ultimately. Like, the point of earning money isn't to have a ton of money, strictly. The point of having money is to try and lead a fulfilling lifestyle. There we go. But you have to optimize that. So you don't want to be wasteful about it. I think it's possible to over hoard money, but it's also possible to quickly spend it before you've sort of built it up well enough. Two gold ones. Chris Gonzalez. Sorry, Chris. Tonight's giveaway shall be this $30 Covenant Profit, and the keyword shall be, how about TCC? No luck in the Poke Shuffles tonight. You know what that means. Now they're super hot. All right, we're going to say TCC. And I'm gonna put you in there, Mr. Chris Gonzalez. All right. So you're in, Mr. Chris. Thanks for all your orders tonight. I appreciate it, man. We're gonna hit refresh on the giveaway channel now. There it is. So I went out to the Osage side of Lake of the Ozarks, and as I was driving by, I drove past the amusement park they're building, and man, they're getting another ride up. It's so cool. There's another ride that's been pulled up now. Super, super cool seeing them go up. I can't wait till it's done. It's going to make the Lake of the Ozarks look really cool when it's done. We are. Lone video game person. Karis and I couldn't find a single restaurant to eat at that you didn't have an hour wait time to get a seat, guys. It was terrible. I shouldn't say that, but it was clear that there is just not enough restaurants out here to support the demand. The demand for restaurants is and continues to be extremely high, and the number of restaurants to satisfy that demand is too low. So no matter where you go on the weekend, you know there's going to be a maxed out restaurant and a wait time. Like we drove by the Chili's because we thought, hey, we'll have a steak dinner at Chili's. Nope, filled every every single spot in the parking lot. People standing outside waiting to get inside. That's how bad it is. Just shockingly full. And we just drove right past it. We said, don't even bother. But you know what? We've been doing that for weeks now. We just drive past it. It's like totally full. We just give up. So you just can't eat there. Just too full. We went to Buffalo Wild Wings and we actually sat down, but it was so full. And it took the lady so long to get to our table. We stood back up and left. We're like, what's the point? We'll be there. We'll be stuck there like an hour and a half. So we ended up going to an out of the way Italian restaurant, and even that was full. It was so full. But we just ordered some appetizers, chicken wings and a meatball, and that wasn't too bad. So that's what we had today. That, and then we just ate snacks at home afterwards. Can I try one card snipe? Yes, go ahead. I'm gonna open a Lake of the Ozarks hot dog stand. Yeah, I don't think you need to open a hot dog stand. I think you can just open a restaurant and you do well. You could probably open up pretty much anything and somebody would eat at your restaurant because it is so crowded in Lake of the Ozarks right now compared to how it was when I came out here 6 years ago. All right, let's see. Let's see. The roads are crowded now. You wait in line to get under the light. The highways have cars on them. Let's see. Did I miss out on the free ones? Yeah, you missed out. I'm sorry, Marius. I'm only come to this stream for the free ones. Yeah? Well, we got one here. We're going to continue this one tomorrow, okay? So I hope you guys will join us for the Monday daytime stream. You guys have been a great audience. I appreciate you all being here. Tomorrow, I don't think I have anything especially special on the menu. It's just the same stuff. But the Marvel pack has been very popular. The Jungle pack has started. Sylveon breaks wonderful. We got a vintage Kingler Expedition card. Just some cool stuff, just like usual. And we'll just keep chugging along. What do you guys think? Is there anything else to add to the menu? What do you guys want on the menu? Here's Chris Gonzalez. One Pokey Shuffle. Good luck. Too many people in America now. I don't know if that's true. I think America's huge, man. We could afford to take on a bunch of people into America. I really believe that. America's got room for a whole bunch of people. I just think it shouldn't be like, open borders immigration where there's no vetting. I think that is important to have a process where people apply. Ooh, and you know who they are. You know if they have like a severe criminal background. Because, people who would really like to country hop would be people who have very severe criminal backgrounds. They would love to be able to just escape where they're from so they don't get in trouble. So that's the problem. You can't have open borders for that very reason. But also, there's this concept of a net negative tax contribution where you could take on every person from every slum from every country, and now they're on your social welfare system that you've got to pay for. And that's kind of, in my opinion, that's kind of how you go broke. Look at California. They got all the homelessness. Imagine how wealthy California would be if they didn't have to pay for all those people. They just have so much leftover tax money to build new beautiful things, new beautiful attractions, and to improve the roads and to just help people with whatever they need help with. But they have to pay for all these people who, uh, you know, they're struggling for one reason or another, whether it be drug addiction or some other problem. But it basically holds maybe like California back, and then you end up with this guy running in Los Angeles for mayor, and he might have a shot of winning just because he's coming in playing hardball, saying, "Hey, I'll stop the craziness." And I don't know if he'll win, but maybe he has a shot. It's kind of interesting. I don't know if you guys are following that race, the mayor race in Los Angeles, but I think it's caught some national attention because he's just kind of saying the thing that a lot of us are thinking when we see the homeless encampments is like, that's pretty crazy. I mean, you see that and you go, wow, it's like the worst thing you've ever seen. Later on, Kick Today, Taint, Goodnight Cody, pre-order that Brown Dust 2. Okay, Brown Dust 2. I'm waiting for one more good pull to ship my next order. Sounds like a smart idea. Anyways, that's true for America too. I think that if you are a very empathetic and hopeful kind of person, you think everyone will come into America and be net tax contributors and there'll be low crime and we'll just be a beautiful cornucopia of people. If you're a more negative person, maybe you're a bit more neurotic, maybe you're a bit more skeptical. I'm a skeptical type. That's what makes my personality. So you might notice that in the way that I talk. I'm a skeptical type of person. I need evidence, I need proof of things, and I don't trust people to always be good. I actually trust a certain percentage of people to always be bad. And I think I learned that from my childhood. I had siblings that were just monsters, dude, and there was nothing you could do to change them. So my perspective on the world comes from that experience that some people just can't be helped. They're just like their baseline personality is just real selfish or greedy or maybe a little on the violent side. So you get people like that, and that's why you got to have vetting. You got to be able to decide: do I really want to have this person be my neighbor or get on my welfare system or whatever? And and I think every country kind of practices that to some degree. It's an interesting conversation. Excuse me. All right, so what a nice stream. It's 5:11 a.m. in the morning. I'm gonna hop off and go to sleep and stop coughing because I'll stop talking, so my throat won't be dry anymore. You guys have a lovely night. I'll see you for the Monday daytime stream. See you later, everybody.